I thought that deserved a rematch, but that's okay. It's okay. Ah. All the DIs are the same. So it's not a particular character, it's just the situation. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Oh, went in too hard. Whoop. Oh, that was a good bait. Nice. Of course. Ooh, there we go. Ah. That is not a good move to do against her in that situation. Oh man, one of these days, we'll get it right. Don't you worry. Note to self. I keep a checklist of things that go wrong when I stream, and yeah, that's going on one of them. To automate how it goes, to automate unmuting the mic when I switch to this particular scene. Anyways, today is Monday, and it is the day after the Street Fighter 6 Open Beta. How are your withdrawals going? I spent the day laying around in bed, moping, and just I don't understand. Why did they take it from us? No, I didn't. But it did feel weird to wake up today and not just jump into the open beta and think about all the people that were playing. But it's coming soon, coming down to the wire. I think we're T-minus 10 days or so, to 11 days, something like that. I don't know. All the days are a blur. So we'll make it through together, guys. Don't you worry. So today, first off, so thanks for coming through. I know it's late. We were gonna start earlier, but we're on FGC colored people time. So this is how it goes. And later in a bit, I don't know, half an hour-ish. I don't know. Later in a while, after we go through some replays and stuff, we're gonna we're going to have our first guest. Well, I guess it's the only guest tonight, which is Carl, Perfect Legend White. And me and him are going to recap the open beta weekend. Because, well, I think it's interesting to hear about other people's beta experiences. If you guys were here over the weekend, we did about 19 hours total hanging out. I think that's pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid. Pretty solid time invested. And yeah, we're going to be talking about drive. Honestly, like the big topic I think is going to be drive impact. So if you're interested in that, then yeah, stay tuned. And when Carl hits me back in a bit, then we'll bring him on. In the meantime, I was going to watch some of the replays from either yesterday or the day before, and kind of go through them and see what I can do better. Oh, whoops. Yep, see what I can do better. Because, this is how we learn. Whoops, that's not the one. Nah. Whoop. Hold on. Out amongst yourselves. Whoops, that's not right either. Oh, there we go. That's kind of better. Okay, hold on. So over the weekend, I played a little bit of Ken, mostly in training mode. And then we went online and we started working on Guile. Mostly because I think it's interesting to... I think it's interesting to play a character that people find really obnoxious, I guess. I think obnoxious is a fair way to think about Guile as somebody who doesn't like Guile. People complain a lot about the buttons. People complain about his... I guess people complain about the sonic booms. I don't know. But if they're not complaining about them, they should be, because Guile has so many different weapons. As you might expect from somebody who's been in the Air Force, defending America for 35 years now. That should not really come as a surprise. Yeah. I don't think people complaining about Guile have really felt the true wrath of Kimberly. Whoops. Oh, man. I'm losing my touch here, guys. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is play this back, but mostly... well, speaking of Kimberly, yeah, here. Let's watch a Kimberly match. let me know if it sounds okay. I'm gonna try to turn down. Ah, man. I wish I would have recorded the.
Oh, whoops.
I really should have recorded it on separate tracks. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. Maybe we won't have very much game audio. And now there's two of me. That's a little weird. Damn. All I had to do was continue to do nothing. And okay. All right. Here, let's start it from the beginning. 3 days. I think this was one of the placement matches, I think. Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay, we're going to find out. So definitely one thing right there is that she can't just run up and slide like that. I think I did a pretty good job of that. Stopping that. And that combo right here, I'm not I don't know if I could have done something better. I don't know if it's worth it to use the meter like that.
Whoop.
And then getting hit with the DI right there, you know, obviously that's something that every player is going to experience. All I had to do was continue to do nothing and hold down back. Let me know if I'm
Oh, whoops.
execution errors. Man, now maybe I'm thinking I have to mute the entire thing. That way I'm not talking over myself. Well. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You guys know what it sounds like. So now she's like 2 out of 2 on hitting those. So let's rewind it back and see exactly what happened here, right? Cuz look at it. I'm in the corner, right? And then she overextends and then puts herself in the corner, right? So now, oh man, that reminds me. I need to move the camera so you can see how much meter I have, because now I can't see how much meter I had. Okay, but either way, all right. So she's in the corner. I'm trying to lock her down, and at this point, it's like I know I need to take a step back so that if she jumps, I can anti-air. But instead, I went for the DI too soon. And one of the things that I think makes this game so tiring is that you always have to worry about DI. There's never a scenario where that's like not on your brain. And it's going to come down to waiting out the opponent to make them sit in the stew of their DI vulnerability for as long as possible. I think because when you're in a high pressure situation, the actual number of real life seconds that you're in there may not be all that long. But when you're in the match, it feels like forever. So one of the things that I learned this weekend is I think it is beneficial to keep them in the corner as long as possible before going for the DI, because they know that you're going for it. So because they know, that they know it's coming at some point, probably the longer that you make them wait for it, the longer that they're sweating it. So watch after I overextend, yeah, see, like there was no reason for me to go for DI right there. That was just dumb. So now let's pay attention to the clock. So, and we'll see how many ticks on the clock it was before she went for it. So it was 2. She hit one button and then went for DI, which was totally the right thing to do because I was in burnout, right? And the reason why I was in burnout is because when we were still mid-screen, I went for the DI and that used up the last of my meter. But see, check this out. So I still don't know. I still don't think that's, I don't know if that was the right combo to do, but oh, wait. Sorry. Scrolling the wrong way. Oh, I lost it. Here we go. So watch. Like, because I went for the DI back there for no good reason, then she goes for it immediately. And then the next time she goes for it, I'm not in burnout, but she still goes for it immediately. And, I'm waiting for it right here. So she didn't do standing medium kick cancel into DI. She did stand medium kick, wait, and then do the DI. So in that situation, I was able to react because I'm looking for it, and everybody's DI is 22, has a 22 frame startup. By comparison, the reuse overhead is 20 frames, I think. 20 frames. Only make sure. Yeah. Reuse overhead has a 20 frame startup. So, oops, sorry. Oh, I was way off. Oh my God. Yeah. DI is 26 frames. 26 frames is almost half a second, which may or may not seem like a lot, but when the game is running at 60 frames per second and we're talking like 1 to 2 frames of frame advantage here and there, it's like 26 frames is enough. It's enough frames to be able to react to. Even if it's hard to react to, it's still totally doable. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I haven't really played a Kimberly player that was going so hard and reckless with the runs, because it doesn't seem like you should be able to do that. $430 milliseconds. Yeah, that sounds right. The way to think about it is 16.67 milliseconds is 1 frame. And in general, it seems like an average response time, if you go to like I think it's humanreactiontime.com, or I don't know, there's sites like that where you click it, the light turns green, you click a button and it'll measure the amount of milliseconds that it took for you to react. Now, is it perfect? No, but you can at least get an idea for what your reactions are, right? And so 26 frame startup is reactable under, perfect conditions, right? Yeah, under perfect conditions. But of course, if you're playing on, if you're playing on a 60 hertz monitor and you're playing on PS4 and you're playing over Wi-Fi and somebody's down, somebody's got the porn torrents going in the background, your mileage may vary. And I think this is also one of the reasons why people find DI so frustrating to deal with, because if you are not playing on an optimal setup, then you're reducing the number of milliseconds that you have available to react. So, there's that too. I think the lowest number I got was like 30 something. Oh. Oh man, I feel so smart right there. Watch this. So I have a good life lead, right? I don't really need to take too much risk. She packs the first bomb, catches me hitting a button or something, puts the bomb out, and continues to go for the setup, but drive reversal saves the day because the drive reversal saved the day because it solved two problems. Number one, I didn't have to block our mix-up, and then number two, I didn't have to worry about the bomb. Ooh. Oh, this one felt good though. See, watch. Like, why was I able to react here? Like, she throw. Okay, it's 56 seconds on the clock, and she throws me into the corner. And then immediately afterwards goes for the run. She does run stop and then goes for just goes for a raw DI. And if we look at the Kimberly frames, let's see. Run stop 22 frames total. And then add on top of that the 26 frames of the DI. So we're talking, let's say, a minimum of 48 frames total. And Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, see, she didn't make me sit there in the corner and think about it. So when you think of it that way, you don't really need to think about. Uh, gootecks, shh. Oh, there we go. There we go. She didn't make me sit in it very long, so that made it easier to deal with. What kind of tests on controllers? I'm not. I don't think that. I don't believe that I should need to get a brand new controller. Yeah, I don't believe I should need to get a brand new controller because it's not necessary on PC. So yeah. Oh, sorry guys. So that her teleport definitely. I don't think she was abusing it enough against me, because I do think that's yeah, that move's pretty good because she can just instantly be anywhere. Ooh, okay. So now, and see, this is the part that I just don't get. Like, I don't know if it's a Kimberly player thing or if it's just an inexperience thing, but you see here, she gets the teleport into a combo, and then does the slide. The entire point of the slide is to push the opponent as close to the corner as possible. Why? Because Kim has all of these different corner setups. Some of them involve the bomb, some of them don't. So after the slide, in my opinion, you would want to continue pushing the opponent into the corner. But instead, she goes for the hop and then the cross up and then puts herself in the corner. And then tries. Maybe she was trying to. I don't know. Maybe she was trying to style on me. Wait, did I lose it? Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Dude, did you guys see that? Talk about autopilot, right? Watch. Like she does. She gets her two little low jabs and then misses the combo and then dashes forward and then does the instant air EX spin kicks. It's like, okay, this dude is definitely just on autopilot now. But then again, right there, the teleport, just gets her instantly back on top of him. And right there, I go for the DI. That was definitely definitely a poor choice. Let's look at the situation more, right? So I have the life lead. She goes for the run slide when I'm trying to throw sonic booms. Seems like throwing sonic booms definitely not the move against her, right? Because she can deal with them by either doing run slide and going under, or doing the teleport and coming down from the top. So now I'm like, oh man, I'm in the corner. I still have some drive gauge. We don't know how much meter I have because I'm stupid and put my face down there. That was dumb. And I wake up DI, which is like not. This was just me panicking, right? And it's hard to tell if she did that on reaction. Or maybe that was like an OS or something. No, I think she just did it. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure she just did it because she did that those two low jabs, dashed up, and then did the instant EX spin kicks. Oh yeah, sorry if you guys just got here. Yeah, Perfect Legend was running a little late, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch some replays because that's something that I should be doing anyways until he's ready. And so here we go again. Like another instance, I think, of just being on autopilot, right? Because if you notice, all three times that he went for the DI in the corner like that, he he did it from standing medium kick. One of the times that he did it, he just oops. Yeah, one time he did standing medium kick cancel into DI. The other time he did standing medium kick and then waited and then went for DI. And in this situation, the standing medium kick didn't make contact, right? I'm just neutral jumping, and then he just goes for it anyways. But if you notice, all of the times that he went for it, he went for it really early instead of making me wait in there. Or maybe that's just something that Guile can do, or like all the other characters can do, but not Kimberly. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I just know that even if I were the one playing Kimberly, I would probably not be. I would still want them to stew in the corner for a while and be afraid first. Oh sweet. Oh okay. Oh sweet. Carl's here. All right. All right. Okay, guys, hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. We're gonna take a okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna set this up and I'm just gonna keep the replay going. So there's something going. So just give us 1 moment, guys.
Yo,
Okay, surprise. All right, we're back. Oh, whoops. Oh, I was so close. One layer. All right, here we go. No. Oh, I lost it. I lost it all. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe I
There we
should
go.
mute
That's
the
better.
YouTube so I can hear
That's
it
better.
better.
Yeah. Mute YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, now we should be good. All right, we sound okay? I think we sound okay.
We sound good, y'all. My microphone has been through the trials and tribulations to get whatever quality this is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it works. I'm pretty sure it's better than last time. So,
Good.
all right, let's see. And then we got that right there.
What's up, chat? Lord, chat room.
All right. So, yeah. So, Carl, I was telling them a little bit about Street Fighter 6 Open Beta Weekend. And so,
Yes, sir.
we were talking about our different experiences. How was your weekend, Carl?
Well, mine was pretty good, other than like connection issues I was having through my own like internet services. But I got to play a lot of a wide variety of good players, between like students to just like your run of the mill randoms in ranked to just crackers. Also, like top players and stuff. I played Mr. Crimson in tournament. I ran IDOM in ranked. There's a couple other players I forget, but like overall, I had a really good experience. The connection was great. The gameplay was fun. Just learning stuff. It feels good to win and lose in the game. Even when you lose, of course, you're disappointed in yourself or whatever, but you have a clear like vision, like, oh, I could have did this there, or I could have polished that, or this could have happened. And a lot of times you lose. Honestly, all you can do is blame yourself, because you're like, well, I didn't react. I wasn't paying attention to that, or my damage isn't where it should be. But I mean, everybody's not optimized. We're all playing the beta. But it's also about the game. We were talking about the game is very physically demanding, and it's weird to say that about a video game, but that's how it makes you feel, is how much you have to pay attention the whole entire time. It's more than just looking for jumps. It's drive impact, it's random drive rushes, characters like kits, special moves where Kimberly teleports and slides, and then she's got all her different steps. You have to really play the whole game to be great at the whole game. You can't just use just one aspect of the game. You have to incorporate everything. Drive reversal is going to be big for dealing with pressure and setups that people aren't really utilizing right now. But with how good the netcode is, everybody can get games in any time of the day versus any region. Like up to, at least in America, we can play with Europe, and it's like we can merge the regions for tournaments now. So that can happen like around the world for a lot of the different regions too. And it also, like for online terms, it cuts out we need seeding for what? You can randomize it because we're all online. With our location is online now, the net code is so good. Me and gootecks play, we're like, he's in Vegas, I'm in Ohio, and the ping says 90 or whatever, but it feels just like he's sitting next to me. So it changes so much. You no longer have to travel or need a sponsor or any of that to be able to compete anymore. And the people online who are doing like tournaments and stuff, those are like the new age TOs, and they can do it as often as they want. They don't have to worry about securing a venue or nothing. And honestly, this has all been going on for years, but now it's more prominent because of the environment we can do it in.
Yeah.
I know that's long winded, but yeah.
No, that's okay. Thinking about the like the guys running tournaments online now being the new TOs. One of the things that really surprised me, pleasantly surprised me, was that Li Joe's tournament that was Saturday had it was over $2,000 in prize money in the Matcherino. and I was surprised because when Arturo told me, I was like, what? Like, okay. And then I pulled up the page and I'm like, wait, how much of that was, like the actions versus the just raw donations?
Yeah.
And it was mostly, just raw donations. People were like, oh, here's like $100 for this tournament. So that was pretty encouraging. Because you're right. There's so many, once people figure out the business model of online tournaments, not that I really know what it is, I think I have an idea, but once people figure it out, then theoretically there should be just all kinds of online tournaments going on all the time.
Yeah.
What you said you played in a couple of tournaments, right?
Yeah, I played L.I. Joe's tournament. I was going to play in Tong's event, but that's where my internet was going really bad. I played a Prince Panther, Team Panthers event. They held a dope invitational. It was 16-man invitational. Mr. Crimson was in it. Titanium Tigers was in it. That's a really strong like NRS head in different like NRS games. He's pretty good. He has a pretty good guile. Like his guile, he knew. I don't know how he knew, but he knew that the crouch medium kick can be punished by EX Flash. So like you can't poke with that move. Think about that. In all the Street Fighter games, that's the main poke for Shotos, right? You cannot poke with that move versus Guile unless you already are committing to doing something with no gap. So if you just do crouch medium kick and you're not Kimberly, all your shit is getting flash kicked. So that tells me that they want you to
wait. Hold on. We're gonna look at the. Hold on. But you're saying crouching medium kick if you don't cancel it, right?
Yeah, it's
right. Yeah, it's
-6.
Yeah. But then wouldn't you always just be doing crouching medium kick fireball?
No, because there are certain ranges where it's not a gap. So like at max distance, there are certain ranges where it is a gap. So at max distance, if you just do low for a fireball, you're going to get punished regardless. So,
because they could DI in between?
No, they could just EX flash kick in between because there's a gap because of the space in between the tip of the foot to when the fireball comes out. It creates that gap because it takes longer for the string to be created because the fireball, but if it's closer, then the gap is shorter.
Right. Okay.
So it's
yeah,
like
that makes sense.
Intricate stuff like that I was able to get through like the high level play, and it's just like, and that to me sets the tone on a lot of things. So you're like, well, you can't use this poke unless, well, Kimberly has like a +1 crouch medium kick, but you cannot use that poke at all unless you're committing to something. And at least for the Shotos, you want to come in with crouching medium punch and stand heavy or whatever into something with that. And then like Ken's weird because Jinrai kicks are unsafe other than the heavy version, which they all look exactly the same: light kick, medium kick, and heavy kick. The only difference is their speed differentiate, but you can't tell in the heat of the match. So like you're blocking strings, he's just doing poke into Jinrai kicks. You might try to punish it, thinking it's an unsafe one, and it's the heavy one. And then people start being like, well, you know what? This shit is annoying. I'm going to just drive and pack that shit. And then you do the heavy one into nothing, and then you drive and pack the drive. I'm sure you realized when we played yesterday, because I did that to you, because, yeah, there are moves in this game specifically to bait you to try to do something.
Yes.
So you can punish it.
Yes. When we were playing, you did the Jinrai kicks, and then I was like, yeah, it was exactly like that. I was tired of dealing with this shit, and then I tried to DI through it, but then you were able to DI my DI, which I was doing because I thought I was smart, right? I thought, I was like, okay, I got him, and that definitely didn't work, and that's not a Ken specific thing because I got hit by that by there was a Luke player that was doing the turnaround punch. And I DI'd it.
All right. This is how that works. So when you fully charge it, it hits twice. But when it's fully charged, it's plus on block. But you can drive impact to beat it. However, he can do the regular one that's not charged. And then you try to drive impact, he'll drive impact your drive impact for that. So it's a visual mix up every time someone does a move. So it's really going to be about the mind games at the highest level because there's moves like that in the game to encourage that.
So if it's not fully charged,
kind of 50-50.
if it's not fully charged, it only hits once, but
Yeah.
then he gets the opportunity to DI anyways.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If you
So
have
then
DI,
okay, so there's that, and then there's also he can cancel into super.
yeah.
So that was the one I got hit by.
Yeah.
I
There's so many options to cover an option
I
on both sides, defensively and offensively.
yeah, I DI'd like I was DIing that the whole time. We played like I think we played 2 sets of 2 out of 3, and the last round he did it and then canceled into super and killed me. I was like, "Oh my god, this dude was purposefully baiting the DI the entire time just to set me up for a level 3 finish." Like,
Yeah, it's too
brilliant.
good. I was doing that too with dude. The game is so good. Like with the mind games, to me, it feels like the most like Dead or Alive did with how it's like. Well, in DOA had a triangle system and stuff for the rock paper scissors, but it's how you navigate in it because you had to condition the opponent to be able to do certain stuff. So like now we might try to condition them to do the parry or drive pack. We just know they're going to do something. We got to figure out what option do they like to pick in this situation because you can't stand there forever and take the strings because eventually your drive gauge goes down, you get burnt out, and then now you got to really take the grown man strings into driving pack unblockable in the corner.
Because once you're in once you're in burnout and then everything else is plus 2 now, plus 3 now.
I think it's +3 or +4 more.
Okay, okay, it must be plus 3 then,
Like
because okay, yeah. So when you're in burnout, the moves that you block, you add +3 to whatever the on block was before, which means that sometimes or oftentimes moves that were that were negative become positive. So what you're saying is that if they're in burnout, then you can do block strings that are now plus and then cancel those into DI.
Yeah. Well, no, you could just do block strings in general, and whether they're plus or not, you can cancel into DI.
Right, but
And
if you're in burnout, is there less?
so less time to defend against it because you're in a higher block stun.
But what can you even do aside from super?
Level 1, and you just basically do supers. That's what you have to do. You have to do a super in that spot. So like with Ken, his level 1 super, a lot of level 1 supers actually break armor. So when the driving pack happens, you can react to it in level 1. And Ken is great because his level 1 will switch sides. So if he's in the back to the corner, he puts your back to the corner.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, the supers are the last resort for dealing with driving pack. Now you know what's crazy. So like IDOM hit me with this, and
but is it the last?
I think
it's the only option. Yeah, when you're burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. You gotta. The strategy is going to be withholding your meters for just in case that happens.
And if you're assuming that you're not playing a charge character, right? Because it's all fine and good. If you're a modern man playing with a 1-button super, right? That must be nice, right? But if you're playing a charge character, if you're in burnout, a super, even though super would save you, it's not gonna. Depending on the situation, you're not gonna charge.
That are not the charge direction supers.
Yeah, the level 2, the install, but then
does that have invincibility at all?
No.
Okay.
Or not as far as I know, because I thought about that earlier and I looked, and it didn't look like there was any.
What style is level 1?
The level 1 is the Sonic Hurricane, but you have to charge that.
Oh shit! All of them are charged. Okay, then it's probably gonna be worth it to use Modern Control's Guile so you can actually always have access to the level 3 or supers.
Dude, I tried on Saturday, and
it's just new muscle memory now at this point.
But it's also going to be
going against 20 years or 30 years or 40 years of muscle memory.
It's true. It's true. And also, I think it's going to require a new layout on buttons because the current 8-button layouts on sticks and hitbox is like it's not built for modern. Yeah. And yeah, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to, because I would definitely, if there was a good button config for it, I would definitely try it, because I do think that especially a
Yeah,
character
this
like
is what they
Guile.
need to add into the game. And also all fighting games need to do this. They need to add native mapping to well everything, but like to directional, like right stick for controller pads, so then you can map every part of the analog stick as a different function. And that will
Yeah,
help people who are disabled so they can play more too, because like they might not be able to do the buttons, but they can use a analog stick more.
right. Yeah, I mean, the demo, I didn't get a chance to look at it in the beta, but the demo has a lot, at least on Steam, it has a lot of that functionality built in. The problem with that is if you try to take that to an offline scenario, it's going to take way too long to be able to, it's going to take way too long to like set up the buttons with these, custom layouts or the custom mappings.
Mhm.
So but then again, does offline really matter anymore?
Yeah, that's the thing too, because the netcode's too good. Like now, when you play against Japan, it feels like the netcode how it is currently on the games that are out right now, at least until like a week later. And then we have Street Fighter 6, but that's how it, it doesn't feel necessary. I don't have any desire to travel, go anywhere with how the netcode is. To be honest, just be because going through TSA is annoying. Being on planes annoying. The commute back and forth is annoying, and the ride share and getting different food and all that stuff. It's annoying. Then of course we got to deal with. We can't ignore the event safety. All the stuff that's been going on, how people be acting and shit. And you can cut so much of that off. Like you don't have to worry about getting setups. You don't have to worry about paying an electric bill other than your own house. There's just so much, And when you're doing tournament online, the people who are going to be saving money from not going to events will have more money than what they want to use to throw around for crowdfunding and stuff. That's how. I mean, that's really going to be a I want to say like it's just going to be an aftermath of that. What are going people do? They're going to see like high roller events or people really sweating. It's like, well, here's $10,000 just because I don't care.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it, because let's say that you were going to go to 2 events per year, right? Like let's say you were
Yeah,
going to do Evo and like CEO or something.
yeah, CEO or Count Breaker. There's 3 events.
Yeah. But now maybe let's say you're only going to go to 1. So theoretically, the budget. Well, okay. This also assumes that the reason that you're not going to the other tournament is because online was so good, not because you either didn't have the money or had to spend the money on things that were not related to this, right?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, and it does raise some interesting questions. It's just like, well, how many people were there that were going to go, but now maybe are not going to go? Like, is that hundreds? Is that thousands? It's kind of hard to say. But yeah, I do think that there's theoretically more budget in everybody's wallets now,
Yeah.
theoretically.
Because you can save the money. Like going to a major every month, we used to do that.
It's high- it, I we did. Yeah, we did used to do that, and it's kind of hard to imagine now, like how
Yeah.
that was even possible.
Yeah, like every other weekend on a flight somewhere, going to St. Martin, like it's a normal thing to do right after Evo. Like, yeah, guys, we're just out here. It's our
Oh
second
my
place to
god.
live.
Oh god, it's true. Um yeah. But then it's like, okay, how a lot of those trips, a lot of those players that are going to different tournaments like that, are having or are having those trips paid by a sponsor.
Right.
So now we'll put our esports hats on for a second. Now, theoretically, we have more budget. Well, not theoretically. We just found more budget in because now our travel budget for these players that we had sort of allocated to go to like 5 events or 3 events. Now maybe they're only going to 1 event, right? Because it was different when you could send players across the continent of North America versus, let's say, sending players to, Asia or Europe. Most players are not getting that. So then it's like, okay, well, those guys that have the budget freed up on the esports side, what do they spend it on? Right? Because they're not just going to be throwing money into the Matcherino. That money is going to go somewhere. Well, whatever. That's
everything.
Yeah.
There's so much because with not having to spend money to secure a venue and all that stuff, and at least inside the Battle Hub, it looks like a major tournament on the inside.
It does.
The whole layout looks like a major tournament. You got your setups there, and then you got your main setup, big projector screen or whatever, and everybody can just watch what's going on. Imagine all the 18 online Capcom Pro Tour tournaments will probably broadcast and display the matches that are going on in their official events. And then they say themselves that they're only doing 3 mandatory offline tournaments outside of their regional events that they got. But 18 online premieres, I'm sorry, but that flips the whole script on, you need to go here, you need to go there. And no one can be gatekept by seating and shit, because when you show up to the event, you gotta worry about, we want to make sure this person gets seen because they get the viewership and whatever. No, it's gonna be 100% competition. We ain't gotta worry about Capcom saying, hey, can you get on stream because we just want you on there? No, everybody's gonna probably be treated the same online.
But the way that people are doing the online tournaments now is, have this, let's say, this big bracket, but then they're only having, you still only have 1 stream going.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the TOs of the future, aka the TOs of the 2 weeks from now, are going to need to really figure out. They're going to need some help on the tech side because
multi-streaming is going to be important to set up.
Yeah, and I think that really opens up the floodgates, because they can, in theory, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to spin up 1 virtual machine for every, a cloud-based virtual machine for every match. And then actually, how does spectate work? Well, actually, we don't
literally join in. And we haven't seen the game with the rooms that they talked about that's going to happen. I mean, the Battle Hub, I think, is just going to be the new age. You go to ranked or casual match, you find whatever, right? But it's just a lobby, because for some reason, whoever out there is obsessed with having us in big rooms and walk around with avatars. But honestly, I think Street Fighter 6 has done it the best. So I have no complaints, really, because it's set up like an arcade.
Yeah.
You show up, you see your avatar, you see somebody, honestly, just the same as you ain't seen somebody, and you're like, oh my God, it's blah, blah, blah. Hey. And it's weird because we're doing this virtual, but it's because it's a big avatar walking around and moving and shit and emoting. It gives us that placebo effect of, hey, it's really them.
Yeah, it's true. It's going to be like, oh yeah, this is the guy with the, whatever. People have some wild avatars, and that was, oh man, that's definitely going to be, probably going to be one of the most interesting parts, the funniest parts. But yeah, like it should be pretty straightforward, in my opinion, to be able to spin up a virtual machine that spectates each of the matches, which would mean that you can run more matches faster without worrying about the stream. Because if you're just running them in a virtual machine to capture or stream the footage live, then you can always just pull that in to wherever you need it to, like, let's say the mainstream.
Right. We have multi-streaming and stuff going on. People just got to set up the windows right. But also at the same time, you're just trying to like capture all the footage. That's good, but I think you're trying to have a focus on what's going on. It'll be tough because there's so many streams going on, and you have to be like, click one of them. Like, well, I just want to hear the audio on this one. I can still, but I don't know. It's that's a lot to have going on at one time. But they're going to have to have.
Think of the
like,
CPM, Carl. The CPM. Yeah.
CPM, but
Bro,
it'll spread it too much.
That's how this is the way to max CPM. You multi streams as well as using the virtual machines to record all the matches.
Yeah. Because that's another thing. Did you see Justin's talking about like the replay uploaders and stuff? It's funny. This has been our recurring thing to fight against that. Like, what can we do? Because all the footage, if you get it on the game, it's fair game according to like the developers and everybody. And even YouTube, you can't just be like, well, but it's literally us, our souls and spirits playing and moving the characters. But they're like, nah, that dude recorded it from in the game. So people got to simultaneously be fucking uploading that shit, have the thumbnail ready and everything. You got to know everything ahead of time.
It's funny that you say that, because I did see that, and I was just thinking about it when you said that. Let me see if I can pull up the tweet. What is the best way to do that? Oh man, it was a good one. I'll
be sitting and playing, and I'll look and over in the battle hub, there's somebody like sitting and spectating, so they record. I'm like, how did you even find me? Fucking maybe because I was live and they just pull up, but
at least you got people watching. Oh,
yeah, that was cool.
Okay. I don't know if you can see it on your end, but I'm just going to pop that up on the screen and I'll read it. Justin Wong earlier says, is there an answer for these YouTube channels who just uploads replays all day of your matches and don't even bother to link your stuff to give credit? And that's it's a big deal. It's a good question. Very, very good question. And it brings up some interesting points, because I don't think it's as clear cut as everybody thinks. And actually, I forgot to read. Okay, here, I'm going to read a couple of these responses, because one of them was something that me and you had talked about before. So Peter Lamb says, one suggestion is you react to those videos and do your match analysis on top of it. If it's going to be cut out there from the public domain, you might as well capitalize on it. If they took it from your stream or channel, I believe you can strike them for it, but I would look into that, double check. And that's exactly what we had talked about, right? Because me and we talked about it before, and I was like, dude, just take their video and do commentary over it, because they already did the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
right.
They
like
edited it. They already did.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, man. You did all the work for me. Just gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts, play by play.
And I was, and so that's basically what I said. Because
the only thing you could do though in game is to like, you can. Okay, I think this is only like client side though. If I make it to where the names that I see are like blurred out or like have stars or whatever on them, because I remember I told you about that, and it where you can like change, or it looks like hides your name. I don't know if that works for the person on the other side, where it just shows me as generic person playing character, but I think it just really does it for the streamer, to where whoever's watching is just blurred out. You don't know who you're playing against, because that's how I was on my side.
On your side, when you were streaming,
you can like kind of, because in Tekken there's a streamer mode where you can play and it'll just say the character you're using's name. It won't say who you are, but it'll show like however your Steam is set up. So like I have a picture of Goku doing this.
Mm.
So if you play me and you'll just see that, but you won't see my name. But if you know that I have that, then you'll know it's me. So they have that still going on in Tekken. But on Street Fighter, there'll be stars where your names are at. And for the person too, you can select that. But I don't know if that, like I said, works for just you or works for everybody. But I hadn't seen anybody with a name like that in game. I don't know if anybody else, and I was the only person on the planet that knew about it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting because I think now more than ever, well, because obviously the stakes are higher now than ever.
Super high.
There's privacy is more important than ever. Obviously.
Also, like IP addresses get ran and all that stuff like that. It's so much. There's layers and layers upon layers to just protecting our identity.
Yeah, it's it could get pretty real for in lots of different situations. And thinking about the the entire issue with these replays is that I don't really think it's as clear cut as people think, because none of it has ever been challenged in some sort of like legal way.
Mm-hmm.
People, I think some people think, oh, well, this is in the public domain. And I can see why you would think that. But also other people would say, oh, well, this is Capcom's IP to begin with. And I can see why they would say that too. But remember, it's still, all these replays in the Battle Hub are still two real people that are playing, right? And is it really in the public domain? I think it's going to come down to whatever the EULA or the fine print in the game says or doesn't say. And honestly, no matter what it says, I still think that eventually we're going to get to the point where somebody is going to be like, nah, fuck this. And they're just going to find the right IP lawyer and start to go after them for damages or royalties or whatever. Because, the second part of my comment about it was linking to the removal request page on YouTube. And I'm, just to be clear, I don't really have like a strong stance either way. I'm not typically the one that goes like crying to people or platforms about things like this, but I understand why you would be. And my understanding is that if you file a DMCA takedown request with a platform, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or whatever, the platform just forwards that to the offending channel in question. And it's not really a dispute between you, the channel in question, and YouTube. It's between you and the person filing the DMCA request. And that means that those requests go straight to the person receiving it. Because I don't know about you, but like for me, a lot of the older videos, older videos on our channel have either been claimed because we were using unlicensed music, and then we have to either show that we had a license, which we usually we didn't, or they take the revenue, the rights holder, or you just have to take the video down. But either way, if there was a massive number of DMCA requests sent to the replay channels, I think that at the very least it would severely impact operations, because even if YouTube has them shut down for like a week or whatever, it still makes a difference, to somebody.
Yeah.
And if they just got, if all the players that felt this way, that had their replays quote unquote stolen and put on these channels, started reporting them to YouTube, like all the videos, all the channels, all the time, I think it would force action of some kind.
Yeah. But there's another side to that too, because like even though replay uploaders, it's a double-edged sword because they give visibility to the game. There's a lot of replay upload channels that have way more viewership than like people in the scene, like even Maximilian, and it's all like literally re-uploaded tournament footage and stuff. But that also gets more and more eyes on the scene, and those players will probably go look around those players, the viewers will look around for those players. So, and I think the developers look at like, well, as long as the game is, being
they don't
seen. Yeah. So it's what we have to do is just, I guess, be stronger on frequency. I know the replay uploaders ain't gonna be re-uploading the frequency of short form content, or just the frequency of content in general. Oh, you uploaded this, we'll upload this set. Oh, you missed this set. Exactly, because I'm the one who played in it. Instead of like, people could start recording their shit offline and not streaming it too, or just getting on under an account without a name that is, and then you could just filter the name out and put the actual who the name is. Like, say Justin Wong is freaking Coffee Man and he's signed in online as Coffee Man. You don't know as Coffee Man, but then when they play against each other, they'll blur that part out and just put Justin Wong, but you won't know it's him. So then it'll be harder for them to. I mean, like, you have to work around. We got to be clever. So
yeah,
I mean, if they're not gonna do something, we have to do something.
Well, nobody's coming to save us. So whatever. That's why when we were talking, that was my suggestion, was to just do your own commentary over it, because to me it's like, oh
yeah, what are they going to do? DMCA for a video with my name in it?
Yeah, exactly. That's not. I don't think that's.
Like, hey, thanks for uploading this. Appreciate it. I forgot I even played this set.
I think that's the move. That's what I'd be doing.
I wouldn't mind doing a 50-50 split. Like, all right, you take my shit and do what. Because look,
that's
FGC
the big brain take right there.
They do that with Daigo.
Oh, FGC Translated has a deal with them?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because at first I used to see all the time, I was like, damn, are they still in their stuff? No, they have a deal with them. Like, I think it was written on their channel or something like that. So they get something and then they be like, oh, this is interesting. Daigo's always saying something interesting. Yeah. And then boom, like, frame it.
That is brilliant. Yeah, good for them. Well, hey, they're doing great work, and that's a really smart way to do it. And I think you're right. You can't really assume that all these replay channels are in some way like evil, or are coming from a bad place.
Love the game and like seeing it.
Yeah.
Because you think about back in the day, it was really difficult to get footage. Like, you had to get a VCR, then go to Hogwarts and figure out how to freaking take that shit apart, and then somehow get it on the computer and whatever. Even the DVDs, it was just like really difficult to get footage from one place to another. And you think about how simple it is just to use a phone, record that shit, already upload, email to myself. It was never that easy to get footage or even find footage. So now it's like all these people are just throwing that shit up. And to be honest, it's probably been great for our games. It's actually probably helped us more than it's hurt us, even though it's hurt people's individual pockets. But in the grand scheme of things, it just helped move things forward.
Did it help? Does it hurt their individual pockets if you're just opening up CFN and mining replays? Whose pockets do they hurt?
True.
I mean, I could definitely see how, if you were stream ripping somebody's channel and then just like taking that and uploading to yours, yeah, sure. Yeah, I could see that. But
they're just getting the replay and uploading it.
Yeah. If you're just, because I thought about that too, man. I was like, because I saw those channels I think it was Zeus's that really just had like a ginormous amount of videos that came out after the last beta, and I'm like, damn, this dude has got it figured out.
Yeah,
And it is good money.
there's a lot of people who make money on YouTube automation. It's not even just like replays, anything. They don't even show their face. It's just they were ahead of the game, honestly. But yeah, there's a lot of people who do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they got. They probably got some bot like, oh, Daigo just played a match. Fucking grab that shit.
Well, it's like you can follow people, right, and you can queue up replays. Because I thought about that, and I was like, oh, it seems like all I need is something to just press the watch the next replay, button, which is like either on the controller or on the keyboard. And if you had something, I don't know if you ever used something like auto hotkey, but it's clearly not it's not rocket science, right? Like the hard part was getting to the point where there is just a treasure trove of replays. That was the hard part. The easy part
before we used to ask for that. Now that we have that, now there's another problem. It's like it's. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, man, for us to have these first world ass problems, it ain't that bad.
It is definitely. These are definitely first world problems, and nothing to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't really care when people. Yeah, no one will be able
to copy our analysis and the way we're thinking about, the match, wherever. And even if it's live commentary or anything, and then people can just have sets where they're playing against each other and upload them. I'm not talking about like in the ranked or whatever, but like heavily secluded, so people don't know, because they're not going to have like access to someone's private room. I'm pretty sure they're still going to have private room in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So and if you're just diligent in having multiple accounts for different purposes, then it doesn't, it's not that big of a deal, right? Because if you're doing, you could do the Steam family share and then share it with another Steam account that you make, and then create another CFN, and then just, be on whichever one you want, right? So that means that you could have like up to 5 different accounts from one, unless they change it, but that was how it was in 5.
Yeah, I had 3 because I had Omega Footsies, I had I'm So Cheap, and I think I had like a regular Perfect Legend one, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you want to, sometimes you want to roam around in the battle hub, with your Perfect Legend avatar, and other times you want to roam around undetected.
Right. The glowing man, whatever that was. I know you saw a couple of them probably, where they were just like they were just a luminescent person just walking around, and that's it. Like they were just glowing.
I didn't. Yeah.
I saw a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, it did get. Yeah, I saw a few weird ones. That'll be interesting too, because once people start to distribute scripts that'll basically make the avatar for you in like a specific costume. You download the script, press the button, and then it just like autofills everything in. Because at the end, it gives you the recipe.
Yeah, it is, because like even down to the eyes, the nose, and just the structure, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
And it's like, for me, I don't want. I see the value in it, but I personally don't want to do it. I would much rather pay this outfit is like $5 or $10 or whatever. Like I would rather do it that way, where it's like, oh man, the people who are really good at this, like, oh, design something for me. Or give me whatever, put that on your Etsy shop.
The Ice Spice, like somebody made Ice Spice in the game. She's she's the hottest female rapper right now.
I'm out of touch. I'm out of touch with the kids, Carl.
Yeah. And it looked
good.
Yeah,
She looks good IRL,
yeah,
and it
she looks
looks.
good IRL, and she looks good in the game.
Mm,
Dude, it's crazy because like, all right, we got the world tour mode where you can just go through it and play and stuff. I don't know if that mode is going to be multiplayer. I think it should be, but like people are going to be playing that shit casually and probably never touch Battle Hub or Versus mode just because it's so fun for them to walk around and beat people up.
yeah.
Because people love fighting the CPU for some reason. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, people like the open world beat 'em up type of stuff. I mean, when you think about it, what they're trying to do with the open world stuff is kind of like um the what maybe like the current day iteration of what Final Fight would have turned into, right?
mm, yeah,
Right? Because like instead of just going back, walking, constantly scrolling right on a 2D plane, right? You would just eventually it would get to the point where it
walk
was
around
like,
everywhere.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like GTA, and but now there's not just the NPCs. Now
Yeah, dude, it
there's
merged the whole universe for with that too, because Metro City is in the game. I mean, we
yeah,
literally be fighting on it.
yeah, and I think that's yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't. I mean, I guess at some point I'll try it, but it's like I'm
It'll be good
happy.
content
It could
because there's a
be.
lot of mini games and stuff. You could here's where Avatar might be appealing to you. So because at the Avatar, you can give them all different special moves. So you can technically create the strongest fighting character ever made. You could have like a Seth dive kick, a command grab, a DP, a fireball, crazy long normals because how big you make your character matters. So like you make a character with really small arms like this, and they be fighting like that's possible in the game. So like say you're Luke and you're like you can do that in the game, and that matters. Like the hitbox on what you created matters.
So you can create your own custom character that has whatever sort of attributes that you want,
Yeah,
and then take it into the open world environment, and then do
you
mini
can use it
missions,
in
and
Battle
then
Hub too, but not like you can't use that character versus like the main cast. So it'll be your created character versus other people's created characters in the Battle Hub, and the Battle Hub itself also has its own stage that you can fight on.
in the
Yeah,
battle
like
hub.
yeah, in the middle of it, you know that stage in Street Fighter 4 where it's like a theater and it's blue in the background and stuff, and it looks like you're underwater, but you're not underwater. But I know you know what I'm talking about. But it looks like we're fighting on top of a stage in Street Fighter 4.
Mm. Hmm.
But it looks like that. I saw it because they demoed it in one of the previews of how things are going to be. But like, yeah, in that middle part of the battle hub where all the things, it starts off like this and it goes
Yeah.
down. Like in there, in the middle is where basically the stages you can fight. So people can probably take their avatar into World Tour to get their special moves and stuff, and then you go to Battle Hub, and then you can fight in the Battle Hub versus other people's created avatars.
But can you fight? Can you fight people's other custom avatars in the open world?
I don't know, but I know in the Battle Hub you can.
So is that supposed to be like the bridge to bring normies from
Yeah, it might be.
open
It could
world
be.
to the scary like I
Yeah.
hope one day I'm good enough to go play in the battle
Yeah.
hub. It's so
Yeah.
scary in
Pretty
there.
much. That's where it's going to be. I think that's their segue.
I could see that, and it would be interesting. I can see that I can see a world where there would be a bunch of modders that basically mod a way to take your custom characters and then fight other custom characters in the game, like in regular
Yeah.
versus mode.
No, that's what it is. That's
But
like
in
a
open
whole
world,
mode.
but in
Not open. I don't think it's an open world.
oh, okay.
It might be. I don't know, but I know it's definitely in the Battle Hub at the very least. So like, they might not be able to code it like that for some reason or another. I don't know because I have not seen anything where custom characters are interacting with one another in World Tour mode, other than they're designated, hey, this character's for the story in the World Tour and stuff. I haven't seen anything other than that. So we'll probably be able to go in there and then just go into a battle hub. But they haven't confirmed or denied that or alluded to either option. I just feel like I think because that is the versus multiplayer mode, they just make it easier like that because all the avatars are already there, and you don't select like a character from the main roster as an avatar either. You can make them though.
Right. Yeah. It's about to get real interesting. I was pleasantly surprised at how many lobbies there were this time.
Dude, it's like, all right, so it was like I saw 400, 500 lobbies, but it gets deeper because there are beginner only lobbies.
Oh, I thought those were the
those are
advanced
beginner-only
lobbies that I couldn't get into.
Somebody said they were beginner only lobbies.
Oh, that's good. That's way better than advanced only lobbies. You don't need those. You need lobbies only for new people.
That's great. That's genius
better.
though, because like people complain about, man, why I gotta fight against this super duper strong person? It's my first time playing, and when they can fight people their level, I think Capcom has done a really good job at doing that. Because even with their lower ranks in Street Fighter V, does a good job of matching with people who suck. So you can prove if you don't suck or not, so you can stay in it or rise up. And then they also have the placement fights, which I like because I started off in platinum and then just went to diamond. So instead of having to waste time going from iron all the way up or something, they have an iron rank, dude. Like what?
Yeah, I like the placement matches. I skipped all the way to advanced. I would be interested to see what the experience is like if you just start with beginner. But I did the placement matches, and then it placed me in. It put me in diamond, and then I fell down to platinum, and then at the very end, made it back up to diamond. And oh man, the way I lost that was the replay I should have watched earlier. Was
did you clip it?
I didn't clip it. It's just part of the part of the archive.
You gotta clip the fail moments too, because I mean, it
was quite the fail. Oh man, yeah, it was one for the ages. I mean, obviously, there's nothing on the line aside from just just the guy being good and me wanting to win because it was like the last match, and then I lost from playing stupid, and then they pulled the plug. What a way to go!
I'm glad we don't have like hella months to wait. It's literally like a week now.
Yeah, the clock's ticking. I can't believe it's been so long because I think they announced it last February or something.
Was it last February?
Yeah, I think so. Well, because beta 1 was in October, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a hot minute ago that they announced it, but now we're on the on Street Fighter 6 doorstep, and there's so many players that are excited. Obviously, me and you, and a lot of people who have been actively, that are trying to get good, have been at it for some time, right? Because we've been playing, in each of the betas, and now we're so close. But many people haven't had that. Many people, it was like their first time, right? This weekend. What do you think those players? What do you think those players should do on day one?
The first thing, I think, and this is for every fight game too, you want to find out what your best moves are, like the essential stuff, and combos, like just a quick bread and butter, even if it's just low for a fireball or something. You want to deal some kind of damage so you can actually at least play the game flow And then once you get more comfortable with the situations and stuff, then you can like evolve to, okay, how can I get more damage here so I can win more in the situation? And at first you want to like just focus on that before you're like, well, I want to get the knowledge check down for this matchup, etc. Like you want to master your character first, at least like at whatever level that's competent, and just do that. And then just play against the cast, and then you'll learn what everyone else is doing just from playing against it. You'll see it. You might not know the muscle memory for it, but you'll be familiar. So start there first and then just work your way up. So like say you got the demo, everyone's got the demo, learn Ryu or Luke to the max that you can, and the and the system stuff.
People don't like it when I say that, but
Yeah,
it's
but
true.
that's what you should do. Even if you're not going to use Ryu and Luke, guess what? Somebody else is. Somebody else is cracked with Ryu and Luke,
But
and you're going to have to play against them.
but Ryu is boring and Luke is
This is the most
annoying.
sauciest Ryu has been ever. He's got the saucy, like, whatever thing over his shoulder, looking like a Roman emperor or something. He's got the sandals on, and he's got the Denjin charge. Like, honestly, man, Ryu and Luke is really all you need to like learn the game right now. You can play those characters, get hella crispy with them, and you'll be good versus the entire cast. You just have to figure out those individual matchups, but the system is going to shine for you because when you know when to drive impact, drive parry, drive reversal, use your OD moves and stuff, it will carry you to that level. You just once you get to a certain point, you just got to optimize your max damage and make the best decisions for like, all right, well, I hit him. Okay, I want to put him to the corner. I want to stay out the corner. I don't want to overextend, drive impact for no reason. You want to play as optimal as possible. Like that's the next level after you get familiar with what you're doing. And then once you're 100% master with that character, then you can learn the other characters to get familiar with them and determine whether you want to just keep maining that character or not. See, like me, I already know I want to play Sim and Geef and Ken, so I'm going to be playing them regardless. So with Ken, I'm already like close to a level where I can say it's max. I would say maybe I'm at 75% right now. I have really good game sense and everything else and experience. Is just that I don't know what the max damage is because, well, I just don't. Like, I need time in practice mode to practice this stuff. Thankfully, there have been people online who have been posting the I guess what looks like max damage or optimal stuff. So I can just copy and paste and then watch what they do and just do exactly what it is until it's my muscle memory. And then there's probably nothing else to learn until like maybe there's an update or there's a evolve tech for that combo or something like that. But for the most part, if you're doing like 40% or 35% and you get the corner and like some pressure or whatever, I think you're doing fine. No one's just going to be like, all right, 100% combo off of any convert. So you got to take your damage. You also don't want to burn out either. So that's another thing, like managing your meter is going to be really important. Knowing how to open people up with throws and like late teching, different stuff like that. Those are like very specific Street Fighter strategies. But at the same time, I think doing things late in every fighting game is key. Like if you play even like Tekken or anything, right? You like if someone's doing a 20 frame low, you probably block it at the last possible frame because you're reacting to it. So when someone's doing a throw, you tech at the last possible frame, so it's hard to get opened by a shimmy or anything like that. And same thing with like dealing with an anti-air. You'll anti-air the last possible frame because you want to give your eyes enough time to visually see what's going on, and you're like, okay, boom. But the developers are all give us the greatest graces because they develop the games to be within that frame where you can react, and then there are moves that are designated for what you can't react to. So it's about and all the offensive type moves to open you up are usually within like a frame where you can either guess or you can either react depending on what it is. But the moves that like lead stuff like jabs and stuff, they're always really fast that you can't like react to because you got to have something there that you can create the story between what's going on between your opponent.
Yeah, the light attacks. Well, I would say that generally the 16 frame around the 16 frame mark is what you can react to in a perfect environment.
Hey, don't say that because people go on. Hey, dude, there was just a whole debate on Twitter a week ago. They said you can't react to 20 frames. You as a Street Fighter player, you say like, oh, there are 16 frame overheads. When Ryu does this, that's 16 frames. You can react to that.
Yeah. Yes. Well, in 6 the overhead is 20 frames because I was talking about this earlier about how DI is 26 frames and Ryu's overhead is 20 frames, but you can react under perfect conditions around 16 frames.
Yeah.
But that's the average, but then you have to also look at the startup frames, right? Because if you have like a 5-frame 4-frame or 5-frame jab, it's like you're not going to be able to react to that, obviously.
Nope.
So
you can only react to the situation you're in. Like that's why like grabs, they're so fast you can't react to a grab, but you can react to, hey, he's standing right next to me, so let me press the button to tech really late just in case.
But you can
get open up to counter hits too for that, but it's you have to mix up your timing.
Yeah, and this is where the training mode in Street Fighter 6 really shines because you can delay things by a certain amount and also mix up all these different options. You create the different recording slots, and oh yeah, let's look. Let's look at the chat real quick and see if there was any questions, because then I want to talk about
DI. Said the gootecks shimmy. You hit me with the gootecks shimmy yesterday. I called it out. I was like, the gootecks shimmy.
Oh, Life by Kane, thank you for the super chat. This dude has been hanging out all weekend. Much appreciated, nice. Bro. You are a saint. Let's see. Those are good advice, but too much for new players. Yeah. Okay. Let's break it down even further. Hold on. Let me just scroll up and make sure I didn't miss any really interesting questions. To have another podcast. Okay. All right. Let's break it down even further. What if you played the open beta for the first time this weekend and you were new to the genre? It was first time playing Street Fighter, any Street Fighter, and you were just one of your friends was like, "Hey, the beta is free and open," and you were like, "Oh, okay, cool." What would you suggest for somebody like that?
You definitely want to go tutorial first and the character guides, but unfortunately in the open beta they don't even let you grab that. So I would recommend they go into the demo first, because you can play it, because in there they have the character guides and the tutorial to give you some basics, and in the character guide it also gives you like basics of how the character plays and what they're supposed to be trying to do. So you would start there, because if you're just thrown into the open beta, it's kind of like assumes that you've already played Street Fighter before and they're just testing out. So you kind of like are beating yourself up doing that. You want to start off in the demo first, fighting against the CPU, because you're not going to fight against the CPU online. You're going to run into like some random world champion or super top player, and they're just going to body you. So like you could get on and just start getting on matches and seeing what people are doing and then trying to emulate it, but you don't even know what you're trying to emulate. You don't know commands or nothing, and you don't have time. You sit down, you either go to rank, get beat, go to casuals, get beat, get on a setup and get beat, because you can't even call next. You just get on there and knock them off, and then now you're just playing against whoever, and so you just go get on and get beat. So you're better off just getting on a demo and learning that way. Like everyone wants to always skip and go. Like when you go on a date, you don't just be like, "Hey, let's start fucking right now." You can't do that. You got to like get to know them, talk to them, see where they're coming from, and go on a date, see what they like to eat and stuff. You gotta take the same steps. Like, all right, do I like this character? This character looks cool. I want to fight with them or whatever. What is his moves? It's just a bunch of different stuff you have to get to before you get to, all right, I might just throw myself into the lions and start fighting. Like, people got to be reasonable with themselves when it comes to learning shit. For some reason, learning how to do X, Y, and Z, anything, like, all right, no one goes to the gym is like, why can't I fucking lift 200 pounds? I'm weak as shit though. Like, I should be able to. I'm
Yep.
I feel like I should be able to lift that just because, my
Yep.
thoughts and whatever. I have the confidence to do it. Well, they don't matter because your muscles don't agree with that. You got to build that shit up. Like, muscle memory matters in every degree of life. So, like, if I never threw a fireball before, guess what? I wouldn't throw a fireball if I never threw it before. You got to, like, get it from somewhere. So people got to stop having these ridiculous expectations that they can just simplify a fighting game to just because Lupe beat Daigo don't mean like you can too. Like, it's not like that. You can, like, people are going to like body you. Like, you can't just. There are people out here that get off to just destroying people to destroy people. So you gotta go through nothing you do in life is just going to come overnight. That whole talent shit is bullshit too. Bro, you got talent. Talent for what? You mean you were in the environment to be able to learn something, be exposed to something? That's not talent. That's chance. That's luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, talent, if anything, is desire and the drive to want to be interested in something to get, and it gives you, like, say if you love doing something more than likely you're going to spend more time on that shit just because you love doing it. If you don't like doing it, it's going to be really hard to get you to do it. So if anything, that love and drive right there is the talent that's needed. But I think someone having resources and stuff is not talent. That's just, you got the damn resource. Okay, look at Steph Curry, right? His dad was Dale Curry. His dad was already in the NBA. And his dad was already a great three-point shooter. So he just passed that on to his son. His son took that to the next level. And then with the resources around him, took that to where he can shoot a three-pointer from full court and it shit will go in. But everybody else can't do that. But he has trained himself to be able to do that. So, but you ain't about to wake up and be like, I'm Steph Curry today, time to shoot a three. That's not how it works.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. People got to understand.
The champ and this is one of my best friends. Actually, I actually grew up with him. We played every day and stuff. And when I play with people in Japan, he's the one I play with. But he's right. Look, you don't have sparring matches without learning the basics. The training mode is a punching bag. The CPU is a trainer holding the pass. The record feature is like drills.
Yes,
that's what it is. You can't just come in here and just be just doing shit.
Yeah, you gotta treat it like a sport, or treat it like you're learning a fighting discipline, because you are. It's just not a physical. It's not a conventional physical one. There's still so many of the same rules apply, especially the rule of life that says that muscle memory is required for everything physical that is a skill that you develop over time.
Yeah.
And
what people don't realize, I'm sorry, I won't cut you off.
Oh no, it's okay. What people don't realize?
What people don't realize is, like, when you learn one game, you can carry that over to the next games. Like,
but what if you never learned? But what if you never learned the discipline or the consistency required in order to get good at something?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for people to learn that in this day and age, because everything right now is a instant gratification age. It's like, oh well, I just want to go viral. I don't want to get good. There are people now that are just, I want to. It's funny. It's a remix of what things were before, because there was always that person that don't want to win. They just want to do a godlike combo in tournament versus somebody that's good. Be like, yeah, I got my highlight. But now that's like, I just play somebody online and beat them in the laggiest connection. I'm gonna post a video and a thumbnail and all that stuff and make my own narrative. It's the same type of deal. Like, basically the cheap wins and cheap dopamine. It's just a remix of that. So, like, for people to get really good, they have to be able to fight against that and not think about, I want to do this for clout. You have to do it for mastery.
Yeah. Don't do it for clout. Do it for mastery. because the pursuit of mastery, if you stick around long enough, will, the clout will come. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. They got us. They got us. Shit. Are we still, dude? Uh-oh. Can you guys, is this thing still on? Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, let's try to restart. Let's try to restart the call. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, getting close. No? Oh. Yo. Can everybody still hear me? I think we just lost Carl. Oh, okay. All right. You guys, we can still hear. Okay. All right. In just a moment. Okay. All right. 1 second. We're going to take a quick break and this is what we should have done. All right. Quick break. BRB. We're going to get this figured out. 1 second, guys. Maybe time will tell. I'm not really sure. All right, let me see.
Hello? I don't know. All right, let me try to connect with my camera. Okay, it's probably better now.
Okay, all right. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Should be back. Haha. They
About to take us down.
Dude, a little too much truth there.
Too much.
Discord hit the disconnect button. Anyways, so thinking about new players, do you think that somebody who was brand new to Street Fighter 6 and really, whatever, maybe they played a fighting game before, maybe they haven't, should they play on dynamic, modern, or classic controls?
Man, well, I think so. If they don't have any experience at all, modern controls wouldn't hurt just because like what you have access to, with how the game flow works. Like we were talking about with Guile earlier, how you can just go right into super without having to buffer anything or do commands and stuff. That's so key to his game plan. And shit, if I was a brand new player, I would just play Guile because you have 3 special moves.
After you learn Ryu or Luke?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, you gotta think if they don't have the demo and they just buy the game and they didn't get the demo, they could go to also in the game they tell you which characters are easy and which are not easy too. So you can select them like Honda, Guile, any of the characters with a really simple game plan can help them. Because when I started with Street Fighter, well, not started, but like I guess getting more competitive, I started playing the charge characters first because they were like simpler. All I need to do was hold back, and then I got really good buttons and stuff. But when I wanted to like really like dive in how I want it, I started playing the Shotos and stuff because I feel like they give the greatest foundation for fighting games in general. Like once you learn a Shoto, you can play every fighting game, like all of them, because it's based on the distance control. It's like, all right, well, I'm doing a horizontal attacks, right, to make you jump. Because the whole point of footsies is I want to make you uncomfortable on the ground, so you feel like you can't challenge me on the ground. So then I can dictate the pace either by walking in or like standing in one spot to and menacing you to make you like do something and punishing it. And then also I can mental stack you on the ground to where I can start jumping in now and you're not ready for it because you taking such a defensive position to try to stay alive. So there's like so many different layers that they would learn just playing the Shoto that they wouldn't get from another character. Now, however, there are wrestler characters or grapplers they can use, which are even more simpler. Like honestly, Geef is very simple. All you gotta do is grab people and walk them down, and then you can do the fucking lariat. But at the same time, level of difficulty is getting in. So if you're playing like higher level players, you're just gonna get bodied over and over and over again because you don't understand the concepts of like walking in and taking your time and challenging what you're supposed to challenge because it's real intricate. But at a lower level, you literally can just spam lariat and they don't know what to do about it and churn the butter for the command grab and you're good to go. But if you want to learn the game properly, you definitely are going to have to put the time in. And no, it's not a boring way of learning. You just, all right, these are my moves, these are my combos. Now I'm gonna go and just start playing, and then you have to like just get experience. You have to go from, all right, I lost, what can I do, and just keep learning. Like no one's gonna start off just going on a Goldberg streak where they never lose.
Yeah, first time in the ring and
Yeah.
50-0.
Right, jackhammer and spearing everybody. Like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, they just gotta. I also feel like the game is going to do a good job of teaching people. I can't put this past Capcom with how well they've been doing with Street Fighter and like Resident Evil and stuff. I can see the world. Well, the World Tour is there to teach them the game in a way to where it doesn't feel like they're being taught anything. And then of course the character guides tutorials are there, pretty robust with how they have like the move and the move being happening, and then they tell you the function of what the move is for, like even competitively. So people will be able to read, oh well, what's this? Oh, okay, cool, all right, well I'll start using it for this purpose. And they might not give them the whole recipe, but they'll give them a little bit to where they can try to fill out more what they can do. That's a part of, you don't want to give everybody a game. It's like letting people start off the game at 100% plus mode, and then they have all the items and stuff from the previous game without playing it. So I'm hoping the World Tour arcade mode do a really good job at ushering people into playing the game, and then like the resources we all have out here to help people learn, of course, like YouTube stuff and like the books and stuff that we have, all the resources, everything is at this point, people don't have excuses to be bad at fighting games now. They just don't. Like you can't even use your location anymore. Oh, why? What? You can play online. Netcode's good. Like Johnny Donuts is a threat now.
It's true. I mean, now we're in a situation where there's too much information.
Right, at this point.
Because you have, let's say
everyone's posting tech.
Everybody's posting
no
tech.
One's hiding anything because they're posting it because they want to get the clout from posting it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
like, hey, look what I found.
Yeah.
Look what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it is quite a luxury to, be able to go on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter and look at the clips and tech that people are posting compared to, how it was in the dark ages.
The
And
game comes out, you don't see shit. You go to a tournament, and you're like, oh, that's the only time you see anything.
yeah. And it now it's like there's so many different sources. Where does a maybe not like a brand new player, but I think it's, yeah, just somebody who's wanting to, get better and learn no matter what their level is. How should they be going about, where should they be going for info, right? Because it's like,
Us.
yes,
Us.
yes.
Us.
How
They should be going to us.
uh,
Without tooting our horn, but for real, us. We have it set up to where it's digestible for anybody to just be like, okay, wow, oh, this is what this means, etc. Like the whole psychology and philosophy behind playing. Once you have that, it's only knowledge check from there for other games that you
right,
play.
right.
Because if all right, in every fighting game, I need to learn it like this, then you'll have a better, more efficient time of getting to that level in less time.
Exactly. Because, in the dark ages, there was definitely people that were putting out great info and tech and everything, and even books like, as well as, things that should have been books like, Seth Killian's, Domination 101.
Domination 101.
That
That should,
that should be a book. That is a must
yeah,
read.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
a big thing on mindsets of just like, I was doing a lesson earlier today, and dude was like, "Wait, shouldn't I not zone? It's not going to make the player mad that I'm playing against." I was like, "You don't give a shit about what someone thinks. You beat the shit out of them in the best way possible." This is why I said, I was like, if you knew the person that don't like you has a gun and they're going to shoot you, you're going to have honor and be in the line of sight so they can shoot you to fight them, or what? He's like, no, see, exactly, that's the point. So what you're going to do is the exact thing you need to do to win in this situation.
wow. What was your student like kind of young?
I think he's young to competing. I don't think he's like a young person, just a young to like. Okay, so what I've noticed, so I hate when people be like, "Oh, this person's a prodigy" or whatever. Normally, that prodigy is around a bunch of other players that are influencing them, so they know a bunch of stuff. It's not because they're a prodigy; it's just because they're in the right environment with the right resources. That's all it is. They're not like more talented or gifted than someone else. It's just that they're in the right area. That's it. So you can't be like, okay, so what I was getting back to, no matter like the age, I've seen players be at the same level where they're just so green-eyed, like, oh my god, what is this, and they're so fascinated. And it's like you have two different ages. You have like your person age, and you have your fighting game age. You come in as a fighting game player like year one,
Right,
and
you're a
there's just so
newborn.
much to learn, and you might have really good game sense and know how to play, but it's the mindset stuff that's holding you back from more victories.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how.
So what is your let's say when you're working with your students, like let's say it's a new student, somebody you're working with for the first time, what's the process that you go through?
I see how competent they are. It doesn't matter like how competent, but I need to know the level so I don't start talking about shit that they probably already know, because I don't want to waste their time. Like the guy I was just playing, he was so like polished in his game sense, his combos, all that stuff. The most annoying stuff that beginners hate dealing with, he did that himself because out of pure desire and passion to want to play and be good, he learned all the combos and everything. So now it's like, how should I play in this matchup? Or so he's like, I would say the intermediate advanced level, but he's not expert.
Yeah.
But then there are players who are at ground level and don't know how to throw a fireball. You know what I'm saying? And basically show them the correct motion and then like talk them through it and then like do the step by step. So it depends on where they're at because every player starts off at a different level. But I think getting to the intermediate level first helps a lot more because that's just a part of, you know, that's like just getting conditioned to go to the gym every day.
Mhm.
If you're not going to the gym every day, you're not doing the workouts or anything, so you're not like in the habit. But once you get to that point, then you can start incorporating more workouts, etc. And it's the same type of thing because that's all it really is. It becomes drills and stuff at the end of the day with fight games. Because then you're like, all right, well now I'm looking for this, and I just learned all of that. So yeah, 100% just find out how competent they are, then try to raise their competence level.
Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're training a student for the first time, and then you play a few games with them, and then you now have a better assessment of where they're at, and let's say
Right.
one of the problems that they have is execution. Let's say that, you know, they can only hit. They swear they have good execution, but when you're playing them, they aren't hitting the combos that they know they can.
Yeah, dude.
What do you do after that?
All right. First off, if anybody from my Discord watches this, they already know who I'm thinking about when you say that. So there's a player that comes to my stream. Now he's good at fighting games, right? He's competent. He's just lazy and doesn't want to practice any combos because I understand, like, you know, practicing combos can kind of be. You're like, wow, I don't feel like doing this. I just want to play. You know,
but get out.
But you have to do it. So he spent 5 years finally learning like BNBs I've been telling him to learn. And well, he didn't actually try to learn it. It just, I'm saying, it took him 5 years to finally like actually learn the BNB, right? But it's not his execution. It's just that, like, I guess he gets too excited while he's doing the combos or something, while he's landing them, or maybe it could be lag. But it's still like you, for execution, you gotta just slow things down and break things down for people. Where it's like, all right, practice this part, now practice this part, now put it together. Like it's a very basic way, but it's also the most effective because you're like, if I do this muscle memory focused 1,000 times, now I have it down. Now you do this muscle memory, and then you just put it together, and then you can complete the combo.
Yes,
because that's all it's about. Like, and your muscle memory isn't just doing the drills over and over. Like, people, when they think of that muscle memory, I think they start thinking about in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 movie where Raphael had to do a bunch of backflips because Splinter told him to. They think about it like that. But no, it's really, all right, you learn that combo once, right? And then you try to learn it in the match. And then and even failing it is an attempt to do it. So then you know how it feels to do it wrong. So then you won't do it wrong anymore because you got the muscle memory for doing it wrong. And then eventually when you get the muscle memory for doing it right and you remember that, then you can focus on hitting that.
Yeah, and you have to put yourself in that situation as many times as you need in order to get it right.
You can simulate it in training mode, or you just play it out in matches. And then at the same time, you're also training everything else because you're still training your game flow, your reactions, and all that stuff. Man, people have been overcomplicating the process of learning fighting games for so long because it was complicated for us to learn fighting games for so long. But I don't think it's as difficult as has been perceived to be. It's just that the mindset, but it's also a cultural thing in America. Like I was saying earlier, it's the instant gratification. People want just right now. You can't get it just right now. You have to put some time into it.
Yeah, it's easier now than it's ever been to learn fighting games. The problem is that the dedication and consistency and the attention span is still the same. So even though there's all the resources available, it's like anything else in life that is worth pursuing. It's still going to it's still going to take time, and there's no shortcut. Everybody sucked at the beginning. Some people, everybody sucks at the beginning, and it's just about how you deal with the suck. How do you deal with the
Yeah, you got to
suckiness?
make it fun. You can't like make it such a chore. If you're like constantly losing and stuff, I know people. All right, there's another student I had. So like I play him right, and we do a first to 10. He just wants to see where he's at, and of course 10-0, and he's like, "Man, I feel so bad and demoralized." Well, the thing is, you shouldn't be looking to win. Like you're like at the end of the day, like I'm if we're gonna be real, like I'm a top 10 fighting game player, at least according to the Evo chart. So like losing to me is not that bad. And I have way too much experience. Like I've been playing fighting games since I was 3 or 4 years old, starting with Street Fighter 2. Yeah, so
Whoa.
yeah, that's like my entire life. So it's not that bad. And he's playing good. It's just that I'm so experienced that it's hard to even see where he was improved, where he improved at. But I can see it from me to him, but him to he's just like, what? This is like a mountain. And the thing is, you gotta just have fun with the whole process of in different stages. Like when you start a game or something, and you start off like level 1, and you might have just like a wooden sword, and you get to level 5. Now you finally got like your real sword and stuff. It's like that. You can't think you about to get to a certain, and I know he wasn't thinking like that, but it's still like he's thinking, I've been practicing so much, I thought I would be at a higher level, because like it's so much more than just knowing the game. It's like I said, that psychology and about behind thinking of what to do about the situations and stuff, and then doing that at a very high pace, because you can know it, but if you're not able to actually play at that pace, you'll be overwhelmed even though you know what's going on. And then on top of that, like as we were talking about how Street Fighter 6 is physically demanding, like with just how you have to constantly pay attention and stuff, the mental stack is so strong. People are going to get exhausted playing, where they just start getting hit by shit and getting caught off guard. And it comes down to who can maintain their stamina and their attention span long enough to not get blown up.
Yeah, I'd seen other people on Twitter, just talk about how Street Fighter 6 was more physically and mentally exhausting than any other fighting or any other Street Fighter or any other fighting game. And yesterday was the first time that I experienced it. And it's a new sensation for sure, because it is noticeably more taxing mentally and physically. Why do you think that is?
Because you have to look out for something that's going to happen on time.
You have to look out
like
for
Street
DI
Fighter
all the
6,
time.
yeah, and 4 and stuff. Like when I got in Street Fighter, the biggest thing that irritated me was DPs, because like they were just invincible without. I mean, I never wanted them to have resources need invincibility. It's just that there was always a chance of this dude could just throw out this fucking invincible ass move and destroy my neutral. And there were
Oh God. Oh God. Did they get him again? Did they get him again? Oh no. Is it me? Is it me? Oh, there he is.
oh, I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Oh, he's
Okay,
back.
cool. Damn.
Okay.
Said the
You were
Matrix got big.
you were talking about DP's
Yeah.
invincible
So
DPs.
like, yeah. So I was irritated for a while that the Dragon Punch was they could just throw it out in neutral and totally disrupt neutral, and it was hard to like create a game plan. But then I got used to standing at the right range to where DP is not going to hit you if they do it, and then poking from that range safely, and then also just getting used to baiting it out and then punishing people. It became like more risky over time to even throw out a Dragon Punch, because it seems like they just kept making more and more change to challenge it. Because I don't know, but to me, it seemed like it didn't have a lot of block stun when you would block it back in the day. Like as soon as you blocked the DP, you had to be quick to try to punish it, or you get blown up. But now it's like there's a lot more time for you to wait to see, oh, I blocked it, now punish it. But it's the same type of thing. So the same level of pay attention that I had for not getting by short you can in neutral is the same for drive impact. That's how I look at it. And also, I don't know why people are acting like this is the first rodeo. They were acting the same way about the focus attack, the exact same way. People were running up to people, level 2 charging people, and hitting them with the same thing. And then you could cancel that. You could dash cancel that. Remember,
Yeah.
you like psych, and then
I think focus was way more annoying than
it was,
DI.
and then you could DP FADC plus on block. What?
Yeah.
The same thing I was just talking about is basically the super level of that strategy where you got Sagat doing fucking car DP from across the screen.
Into another, yeah, FADC into another, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I do
And then
not
build
miss
meter with
that.
tighter knee strings.
Yeah, I
That
do
armor
not.
broke. So you can he could do focus attack versus you, but you couldn't do it versus him.
I do not miss that game at all.
Yeah, so like drive impact, and that's the thing, you couldn't focus somebody's focus like that because
Yes,
they could.
That's what makes it okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do think that there's very rarely a moment in the game where where either you have to be thinking about their DI, or you have to be thinking about doing DI to them,
yeah.
with the exception of like
And you got to manage
round
your
one fight.
meter. Like here are the things you got to think about: DI, managing your drive gauge meter, not blocking stuff. So which is a part of managing your drive
Not
gauge meter.
blocking stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be there. Like this is straight up some Karate Kid shit. No,
yeah.
be there. You do not want to block anything. That don't mean don't block and press buttons. It
Right.
means you don't want to have to block because they start chipping away at your drive gauge. Dude, you block Feng Shui engine Jiri, she can get rid of your drive gauge with Feng Shui engine.
Yeah. I hadn't really thought about the blocking part aside from, when I'm in the corner. But yeah, you're
And
right.
even mid sprint, you can't just be sitting there blocking like heavy button into something. You lose so much drive gauge. You got to think about how much drive gauge you need just to do combos, just to dash, just to parry, to drive impact 2, drive reversal. You need all those resources. So people were like, yeah, man, I'm going to do all my big combos, spitting on my meter at the beginning of the match. Wait till people get optimized. And then you ain't going to be doing that shit no more. You're going to be spending maybe 3 bars to get the corner position and then, play off that. But I even feel uncomfortable doing that. I'd rather just do a combo, get your ass to the corner, and then we just play. And I have my full resource of bar, and you can try to do whatever you want, and I'm going to counter it.
What do you think about the idea? I feel like this is kind of what some of the Japanese players are doing, where they don't care about being in burnout and they'll spend their bar as early and as much as possible, and they don't even care early on.
Yeah. Well, they're only playing with Luke Ryu, but then again, I haven't seen much of their gameplay footage in the beta. I don't know, man. Like, unless they have like a sure way where okay, they burn out, they do 50%, and they have the full screen behind them, they can walk back and not have to worry about, and they can still like play a strong ground game and challenge him. But you gotta be careful, because Kimberly fucking teleports in or dashes in, or there's so many ways to just get in for some characters to where you got to be careful. So like once I get cracked or optimized, then I can see how that strategy is with burning out fully. But I don't feel comfortable with that just because like you can get side switched and hit with a drive impact in the corner or something. Even though I think an early drive impact when you're burnt out in the corner is not bad because you get your full meter back and you're back, you're kind of back in there. But when you're in the corner and go down really bad, you know what I'm saying? Throw loops, everyone has a throw loop. And just I don't know, I don't like put my back in the corner, and I don't like being without resources.
Yeah. That's the way I'm thinking about it too.
I just need more time with the game flow with that, because every character might not be able to utilize that strategy as effectively.
the idea of burning all your resources
Right.
early and then
Right.
yeah, that makes sense because
Because like think about it. Freaking Kimberly can basically do drive rush, the 3 bar drive rush, where you cancel, but for 2 bars because she can do heavy into dash cancel on her actual EX command dash run dash or whatever it is. And it's +2 on block. So she can do heavy and then EX dash cancel and she's plus.
the like stand fierce ex run.
Yes, EX run. It's advantage on block.
But then she does the like the backflip, right? And
No,
then
you can cancel out of that.
so if you cancel it, you can still be plus.
Yeah. I watched Valmaster do it in tournament, so I was like, yeah.
Wow, that's
And
pretty
I
cheap.
posted my newsletter too. Like that's actually I haven't posted that yet. I didn't post a Kimberly Tech one yet, but yeah, when I post a Kimberly one, yeah, it's in there. It's dude, she's strong. That's why I think she's ridiculous. People are like, well, no, I don't. Well, Valmaster was like, well, I don't think she's that strong. A lot of the top players. First off, who are the top players of Street Fighter 6? Exactly, nobody. So everybody who was quote unquote a top player in 5 or whatever, look, man, the character has a button into plus frames, and she does have to spin which meters anybody else. Sorry, but she has that tool, and then every other tool she's got. She has the best stand medium kick in the game. I don't think any other character can do stand medium kick, drive rush cancel. So you can basically walk around and fish with a button that Cammy has universally, or Guy has a lot of range and stuff, and then just, all right, cool, I'm gonna come in and do something with that. And then her bomb can't, but the palm that she's got, of course you gotta like build it up or whatever, or
Yeah, you have to stock it first.
Yeah, you got to stock it. But in the corner when she's doing all her shit, yeah, you can drive reversal to avoid like the whole thing, because the drive reversal gives you enough invincibility to where the bomb detonating doesn't matter.
That's exactly what I in the replay I showed earlier. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, it's good. It works. But here's another thing. So just like how you would bait out drive reversals because you got to block first, you can make it seem like you're going to make them block, and then they press the button earlier for doing like the heavy punch and heavy kick and counter hit them out of it. There's just so many ways to throw off the timing to hit them and then hit them into the thing that's detonating, because she's got overheads, lows, she can teleport, she can be like, I'm gonna hit you, psych, teleport, come in, throw off your timing, and then you just get blown up. So yeah, we can try to say, yeah, you can just drive reversal stuff. You can just drive reversal or stuff, but guess what beats drive reversal? Grab can if you're thinking, so like if you're thinking about doing drive reversal, if you're thinking about doing drive reversal, you're over committing to blocking. So if you're over committing to blocking, you're not pressing the grab button, you're pressing heavy punch and heavy kick. So if you mess up pressing heavy punch and heavy kick and you're not blocking, guess what comes out? Drive impact. So you're over committing to blocking already, so you're not even going to press throw, and you're also over committing to doing the drive reversal, so there's a chance for drive impact to come out there. So just for both scenarios, grab beats both of them. So now you have to commit to, well, maybe I'll press drive impact, or maybe I'll press grab.
Grab beats drive reversal?
Yeah, not like, I'm not saying like when the drive reversal is on the screen. I'm talking about the intentions of getting it on the screen.
Oh, I see. Like before, like if they were thinking about it and they're thinking about drive reversal, but you just throw them instead.
Yeah, because when you're trying to block and then press the drive reversal command and you miss the block, the drive reversal will just come out. I mean, not the drive reversal, but the drive impact, because you're pressing both the heavy buttons. So it's another level of shimming. You're not shimming for the grab, you're shimming for the drive reversal or drive impact at that point.
Because you had changed the timing so that they weren't in block stun?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Huh. Well,
we got a lot of mind games in 6.
Yes, we do. And the mind and the body are connected, and people need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta be well rested. Especially playing Street Fighter 6, you cannot be tired playing that game.
Yeah. It's
I'll
true.
also argue that like it's difficult to stream that game, and I'm not saying like I'm not going to stream it, but I mean it's difficult to like stream and talk at the same time. You got to do it in between matches because it's too. You got to be focused the whole time. As soon as I
If
start
you're
talking, oof, I get hit by some shit, and I'm like, what?
I
Like you got to pay attention.
Yeah, I was quite talkative on stream until I played somebody who was doing and who knew what they were doing, and then it got real. Things got real
Yeah,
quiet. You know.
yeah, yeah. Because you got to pay attention. Just like Ken says, pay attention.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad
No,
thing
it's not a
either.
bad thing.
Um,
I love it. It's great, and I still talk to my chat regardless. But I just think like you're playing a tournament, you might have to focus.
yeah, well, yes, yeah, more so than usual, and I think energy conservation.
Hmm.
Yeah, the physical health, fitness is
And get up, take
and
breaks and stuff. Make sure you like walk around because like like okay,
yeah.
people when you walk around, it jump starts like your brain and stuff too. So it's easier to think. So like when most of the time when I'm on the phone, I'm pacing.
Yeah, same.
But if you just like go for a walk and come back and play, you'll still maintain that I guess that runner's high or that walker's high, and you can play off that because
Huh.
it basically just makes the engine go, and then you can just play off the engine going still.
Hmm.
And me, yeah, I drink a lot of water, Ice Mountain, and fruits and stuff. So I try to stay in my prime, I guess.
Yeah, all that stuff is important, and I think most people either try to downplay its importance or they're oblivious to its importance.
I'm glad we're talking about this right now because Arsenal Ash brought this up on Twitter where he was talking about like he knows he himself and he knows other gamers have issues with keeping their nutrition up during a event because like so many hours go on, you might not be able to get food, and the food you get is
Oh,
not
it's a thing.
nourishing,
Oh, yeah.
etc. And
Yep.
then people like drinking energy drinks. Honestly,
That's
if you're
not.
going to drink an energy drink, I'd rather you get like beet juice or get like there's like beet juice that's like crushed up into like a powder or whatever. You can
Hmm.
just pour it in some water and stir it up and drink
Hmm.
it. It gives you like natural energy
Yeah.
without needing to be without needing to have all the caffeine or any extra like chemicals or whatever.
That's a great suggestion, and it made me think about athletic greens, which is it's
Yeah,
like
those are
that.
great too.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I already buy those,
Yeah.
and there's also
Yo,
it's not
D
quite the
Pitty's
same.
in shout. Yo.
Oh, what up, D Pity? Yeah, exactly. It's like um, people try to downplay its importance, but as the stakes continue to rise, it's only going to get more and more important. To have a plan for how you're going to make it through the day, in
Yeah.
an offline scenario, and it's like hydration and the nutrition. I think are going now because Street Fighter 6 is a more physically and mentally demanding game. I think
Hmm.
that's going to people who are unaware of it are going to get caught by surprise. Um,
And it's
but if
weird to say a game is physically demanding.
yeah, we used to make. I mean, it's like you make fun of the term like esports athlete.
Right. Well,
Um,
this is definitely a game that's
it's a little different now.
representative of that title.
Yes, yeah,
We are definitely esports now.
yeah, yeah, and it's like if you think about it, in real sports, obviously you have physical training, fitness, and nutrition, as well as rest, are important, are key components. um and it's going to kind of
Yeah, how
change.
you feel is super important with how you play.
Yeah, that's, I mean, for me it's always like, man, you gotta stay hungry to play hungry, because
Hmm.
if you try to,
Don't eat no big meal before a tournament.
no, you can't do that, because let's say you make it out of your pools, and then you're gonna play in semis later, and you're like, oh yeah, oh we're all gonna go down to like whatever
Yeah.
the local spot is. It's like, no, you cannot be
Yeah, you can't
doing
do that.
that.
You're actually better off fasting at a
Yes.
tournament
Yep.
and then eating later
Yep.
than when it's over. Then you are, taking breaks because honestly, it breaks up your flow. Like any little, it's a shock to your system regardless. So you wake up, you're like, all right, you drink some water or whatever. You might have like a quick snack. Like I'll do like blueberries or something,
Mm.
pineapples, whatever, right? Just something really
Yeah.
light. But
Yeah.
you don't want to be like, I mean, I'm going to Chick-fil-A and I'm not knocking Chick-fil-A. I'm just saying like you don't want to eat nothing heavy and yeah, just try to keep it light. Like I can just tell you off of one of my Evo wins, and I like using these as good examples because like I was doing peak stuff. So we stayed at the Rio that one of the years, and they had a Burger King, and the Burger King it was one of the only years they had like a grilled chicken sandwich, and I would only eat their grilled chicken sandwiches, and they would just lettuce, I think mayo, and grilled chicken. And the bun was a little bit different. It wasn't like the sesame bun. It was a different bread texture. But I would eat like two of those a day, and that was it. And I was fine. It gave me enough energy throughout the day, enough protein and stuff. And I would drink Gatorade. So I mean, now I just drink water, but that's it. I wouldn't do anything else. But I'll admit, a few of the times, two of the times I went to a strip club and got drunk and all that stuff, and then next day. But it was weird. Like for me, I guess because I'm not like a heavy drinker, I don't drink often. I might have like something once a week or something, but for me, when I drink, it's like it resets everything. It's like it detoxes my body from a bunch of shit, and then like I feel refreshed the next day. It's super weird. I don't do it for that reason, but it's like how sometimes you're like, fuck, I want to go have a drink or whatever, right? And then you do, and you might have like three of them, and you go sleep, have a good night, wake up, you're like, wow, what? I don't know what it is.
I have had that. I've definitely had enough drinking nights to have had the waking up refreshed sensation, but it's definitely not something that I would count on. There was,
Oh yeah. Oh no. I don't. The only time I like do anything like that is when I'm done playing or something. Like, cause I had
yeah,
qualified for top 8 or something, and then I was like, all right, cool. I just gotta go hang out tonight because I have It was like Friday qualified for top 8. Saturday I really have anything that was important to play. I had to play Marvel and like uh Tekken, I think. And then like Sunday happened, but it's like Saturday or Friday night, I'm just hang out, and then Saturday, just go to the event. So you have to do things with the right timing. Don't be reckless about it. Be like, oh, I got to play top 8 tomorrow. Let me go freaking drink or whatever. Nah. So you have to do things with management, pretty much.
yeah. It's like you have to plan for success, and part of that is going to be to manage yourself and your energy, as well as the
Mm-hmm.
way that you kind of are dealing with other people. Like for example, if people want to go to they're gonna go get Chick-fil-A, and you're like, I can't,
Yeah.
I'll catch up with you guys later.
Yeah, you can't go with the crowd. You can't be influenced. You got to be 100% like stick to your game plan.
Yeah. And then, when it's done, then hopefully it's a celebration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it's so easy to get distracted with, like with offline events and stuff. Because
Yeah, because we be sitting at home playing so much, and then sometimes we just want to be out and hang out and have fun. And we see people we see, and we're like, man, let's hang out. And you got to like fight against that urge,
yep.
or make time for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh yes, let's hang out, tonight
Yeah,
after this is
yeah,
done, or tomorrow night after it's all done. Because
right,
it's like, obviously, if you're not in top 8 on Sunday, you're wide open on Saturday
right. You
night
got
and
hella shit
Sunday.
to do.
Yeah, so it's like there's
That's how
no.
salty sweets were so popular because all the players that were lost were salty that they didn't have anywhere else to do. So we would have the salty sweets for people to play.
It was born out of
Salt.
salt. That's funny. Oh, what up? Oh, we got Shiggle BMX in there. What up? And let's see. So yeah, we talked. Oh man, we covered a lot. We talked about the mental taxation of Street Fighter 6. We talked about what it's like
the physical
for new
demand
players. The
of
physical
Street Fighter 6.
demand, yes, the physical demands of trying to compete at your best.
Online being the future.
Online is the future. Recommendations for new players of different skill levels. Yeah, we talked about how the weekends
how
went.
to usher in new players at different skill levels.
How to usher in,
yeah.
Man, well, yeah, this was I think we covered a lot of ground. Yeah, Perfect Legend. Where can people go to check out your stuff? You mentioned your the mailing list. What's up with the mailing list?
So with the mailing list, it's my way of being able to summarize the stuff that I see that I feel is essential to learning the game. So whether it's Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, whatever, people are going to post on social media or whatever, right? It's too hard to be like, well, I'm gonna make a video about this, video about that, whatever. I'd rather just be like, look, I grab all the stuff, put it right here, and that way I can learn it and archive it too, so I can go back and find it. And then the people who want to be in the know can be in the know, and then they can use that as well to, elevate themselves, because you get to see, all right, for example, the Kimberly shit we were talking about, I'm going to put that in the next newsletter. I just put a bunch of jury stuff in there, which show like the drive gauge and all that stuff. But because I have so much, I have to do separate emails where it's like, all right, this is the jury email. This is the Jamie email. Here's the general stuff email, just so, it'll be organized for everyone else, including myself, because I want to be like, all right, I put everything in here, and now I have to go back to everything in here, and I might have a bunch of everything in here newsletters, and I don't want to do that. It'll be too difficult to, and plus I'm going to eventually convert a lot of the newsletters into my website, so then people can just search and just find it anyway. But it's a good template to just have everything. But
so you're basically curating the best tech, the best fighting game tech of the week, or how often you send it out? Every week or a couple times a week?
I try to do as often as I get it, because it's every day right now. People are posting.
Oh, man.
And I want to say I'm backed up at the moment, but I'm just, I'm organized, because when I put everything in there, I just delete all my everything that I saved to put in the newsletter, so it's fresh. But I can look at my archives and it shows all right, here's let's see, I'm gonna read off some of the newsletters that I have written down. Where's the thing at?
Oh, we lost you. Oh, the lights went out.
Yeah, just dark.
Carl's ring light, aka the monitor, went dark.
Monitor with a white back screen in the back, right? All right, so I got Street Fighter 6 Jury Open Beta High Level Tech Findings, and then it's mind blowing Street Fighter 6 strategies and tech, and then it's how to play Kimberly, Chun-Li, Ryu, and Luke. It's just a bunch of stuff like that. Strategies to keep in mind, practical B&B setups, etc. Just a bunch of stuff like that to help keep things organized and people informed so they can get better. Because I look at it like this. I don't care if people get better. If you're playing at the highest level, good, because that's what I want. I'm on my Goku shit. I'm trying to play against everybody. I don't care what level you are. Let's square up. So the better people are, the better it is for me, because the stronger players I play against, the stronger I get, because that's just how it is. And with online being so good, I need to take advantage of this opportunity to just be able to reach out to more players and stuff, because the biggest issue we've had in the FGC is player retention. Even though we have good player retention,
we don't have good player retention.
Yeah. It's always the same people you see, winning and playing, and whether they're OGs or not, if they're ushered in, so we gotta at least a certain part of the player base that they can still enjoy the game. And then now there's not so much stress on, well, if you want to be a top player, you got to travel to X, Y, and Z. You don't have to do that no more.
That's
They can just
true.
learn the game, play from the comfort at home, compete from the comfort at home, not worry about nothing. But we still can have our events and stuff and go to. They're not. I don't think offline events are ever going to just be totally ruled out because nothing can really replace the in person experience. But the in person experience is very costly. So I think the FGC should scale back a little bit just to save everybody money and also make the majors be matter more. Because remember, there was a major damn air every month or every 2 weeks or something at one point, and it was like, how you calling this a major and that a major and that a major? Well, I gotta go to everything, and then people be like, why don't you be at every tournament? What do you mean? There are too often. Like 6 months time, the FGC is 10 years. They be acting like so much time has passed. Like, dude, just because you got this frequent instant gratification ass event don't mean I gotta be at all of them. Chill. Dang, let me be the Undertaker. Show up at WrestleMania, and that's it. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the only people that really think that you can go to everything are the people who never go to anything and they're just at home,
Yeah.
Because, the people
They think it's
who
a
would
show.
travel.
They probably think all of us get flown out for free just to show up like WWE or something or whatever. And it's not like that. We really just be mobbing.
But there's like a team
Yeah.
esports team name
Yeah,
in front of
there's
your
all
handle.
Titantrons out here and all these stages and stuff. You sure? Nah, man, it's just them with their budgets setting up the stage.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man. Well, yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. And
Oh wait, hold on. One more thing. You know what else is going to be dope? There are going to be tournaments where we just travel to an area and sit in an Airbnb.
Yes, that's what
And play in tournaments.
Yes, the hybrid regional.
I want to play on my own setup. I want to play on my 390 hertz monitor, my PC.
Yes,
and you can play on whatever freaking toaster strudel thing you want to play on, and we'll see who the best is. You want to see you can beat me on your mouse on a wheel? Okay.
Yeah, have at it. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
While I'm reacting to Drive Impact.
Yeah, after going to NorCal for the the second beta around the holidays, dude, that was...
It looked like it was fun.
Bro, that was when the light came on in my head because we tested everything because I wanted to see if when you were playing on the same network, if there was any lag, if the packets actually had to like go out onto the internet and then come back, and they don't. And that was when we knew, because it was like such a better experience to just stay in the house with the boys and not, because it felt like a major. Like we played all day. We had to wake up early for brackets because there was like the different tournaments going on.
It's dope because you can hang out with your boys the whole time,
but
y'all can have the camaraderie to like keep people mentally in check and stuff, and be like, hey, no, you got this,
dude. It was so much fun.
And you gotta worry about the crowd being weird and randoms coming up, random stuff,
dude. It was all of the good stuff with
that makes clubs and clans and all that stuff even more prominent, because you can have like your team B&B or whatever, and just dude. This is a whole... See, we need to thank Liu Kang for resetting the timeline for the Liu era that he's ushering in, because without this, we wouldn't have solid fighting games again. We would have this crazy, ridiculous new infrastructure. Thank you, Liu Kang.
Thank you, Liu Kang,
for
hitting that reset button on the timeline. I guess things are getting a little too wacky before, but it is the only thing was obviously there's no stage if you make it to the end or anything, but other than there's no cheering crowd if you win, but other than that, it was like still a really worthwhile, memorable experience. and
Yeah.
I definitely highly recommend it to other people, because if let's say that there's a tournament with, let's say it was like Li Joe's tournament, right? And it
Mhm.
was like there ended up being over $2,000 in the pot, and you travel with the homies to a spot, but it's not like you went super far. It was like,
Right.
it was just far enough where people traveled, and it was like a new place, new environment with good internet. And it's like you could definitely you could definitely have these sort of like satellite locations,
Right.
with people, just with people playing, ultimately, doing a combination of in person and online. And I think that's a really compelling future, because now we don't have to, if some tournament is in a location that, you would never go to otherwise,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You really don't want to really be there,
yeah,
honestly.
like
Look,
there's,
I'm not gonna lie. There were times for the last couple of years where I'll show up to an event and I'm just like, I want to go home. And the tournament wouldn't even started. I'm like, I don't even want to be here.
yeah.
That's just how I felt.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, now it can almost be a destination tournament because you and the homies are the ones picking
Yeah.
the destination,
Right.
because all it really needs is good internet.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's the
Travel somewhere
future.
where you can get fiber because you can't get fiber normally at your house.
Oh, dude, I know, right? Because I wonder if that's like a search option on Airbnb, like,
Well, we can search it up and find
yeah,
out if it is
yeah,
now.
yeah, because
Y'all got fiber? Well, I'm not working with y'all because
yeah, because that, if you have one of those, I mean, obviously, there's so many beautiful homes and
locations and
whatnot,
stuff. Yeah.
locations, to, you know, on Airbnb and all kinds of other sites and so many places like that. It's a shame that we were stuck, we were trapped in hotel ballrooms for decades,
Yeah.
and now we're free.
Yeah. Same like convention centers too, but now we can just go wherever we want. I mean, we got the ultimate venue, the Battle Hub.
Yeah, yes. Battle Hub is the ultimate venue. It really
Too good.
it
You have
is.
nothing but setups.
Yeah, we got setups everywhere.
Yeah. And you can play
Ah.
Extreme Battle. You can play dude, I was playing real Street Fighter. I went and played Super Turbo.
Oh,
Because
they
they had
had
Super
Super Turbo
Turbo
over
set.
the weekend? Wait, so
Yeah.
could you play other people?
No, I just played the computer.
Oh.
No one was over there. Nobody was trying to
Yeah.
play some real Street Fighter. They want to see Tiger shots. I picked Sagat versus the CPU. I didn't care.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, Battle Hub, I think they did a really good job with it. Yeah. And now they've set the bar, because now Mortal Kombat 1 is going to have, a better Battle Hub.
I want to see what they're going to do. I wonder if it's going to be like a like they just do regular how they do their infrastructure lobbies and stuff with little things icons menus, or will they use like the crypt to set it up? But I don't know if they could do it like the Battle Hub, because Battle Hub is pretty like Battle Hub to me is basically Capcom kind of breaking the fourth wall and uh having setups for us tournament, because of course like the world tour and stuff would just be like the lore of Capcom or Street Fighter in that actual world, and the Battle Hub comes into our world with how things are set up. That's how I look at it, because like the lore of Street Fighter kind of doesn't I mean, yeah, it's a Street Fighter game, but I'm saying like we're not in the world of Street Fighter in the Battle Hub. We're in the fighting game arcade basically in the Battle Hub. That's how I feel about it.
It is pretty meta when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, well,
And I don't see that in Mortal Kombat. I don't think Mortal Kombat is going to have a fourth wall breaking type of thing like that, where they have like a center where we go and have majors and stuff. I know they had a stage. They had two stages actually in MK11, the retro arcade, and there was a stage for major tournaments to use to where like if they had Evo, they would change the background. There'll be Evo's logo and graphics and stuff for like Evo 20 or 20, what 19 or whatever they did. But that was the closest thing to that. I don't know if they would do that for like a crypt. Like, are we going to be running around Shang Tsung's island and setting up matches? And how would you set up matches? Just go up and talk to somebody and be like, "I challenge you to more." Actually, that could work. That could work. I challenge you to Mortal Kombat, and then there's no setup there. You just freaking walk up to somebody and challenge them to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like it could. Seems like it could work. Before we wrap up, yeah. I mean, I almost forgot to ask you, Carl, Mortal Kombat World Champion.
Yeah.
What does Perfect Legend think about Mortal Kombat 1?
Oh, from what I know, they're going to be it's going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom 1, where you get to choose your main character and then you choose an assist. And we don't know if you can choose your main characters as assist characters too, but I saw some little leaks well, not leaks, but like leaks from the same place that leaked the other stuff that said it would be like that. So the cameo characters, which are the designated assist characters, won't be selectable as main characters, but they'll be assists. But I look at their assists, they're going to have it done like their injustice traits, where Batman could summon his bats that come fight with them, or Atrocitus could summon the cat, or just that type of different stuff. So I think every character is going to offer something. Like, I don't know what the characters have, but I just know some might offer buffs like armor or something. Some are going to have zoning behind it, or might do a block string. I don't know, but I see all the characters that are going to be cameos having setups like Marvel that you can choose like between different assist types. And of course, the assists are going to be important for making the characters strong, and then each character is going to have probably different synergy for being strong too. So you got to think about that. So at first, I didn't want a Mortal Kombat game with a team format or a tag format or even assists, but I am more open to the assist thing or assist only, because assists are just essentially extra special move. That's it. And of course, that's cooldown and stuff. So as an extra strategy, and I can see Mortal Kombat being really cool about this, because in MK, the big theme is getting killed, dying, etc. Right? I see the assists could potentially just get killed totally in the match for the whole match. So say we both start with assist, and my assist gets happy birthday and dies, and they're dead for the rest of the match, even the second round. I'm just assuming, I'm like, or speculating, whatever they do that, I think it will be cool, because then managing your assists would matter even more, because it's not just, they get hit off the screen and it's cooldown. No, they can actually die. Because even though it's not tag, it's like, all right, well, you got the assist there. How will you make the assist be any more unique than another game's? And also in the trailer, it showed Shang Tsung just killing everybody besides Liu Kang. So I was like, is that showing that he was fighting their teams and killing their teams off? Because he was killing Kitana, Melina, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. So did he fight both of their teams, or both of the characters in there are cameo characters? And he killed all of them too. So I was like, can you fatality the assist? And they probably have that set up too, just because it's Mortal Kombat. So there's like a bunch of different dynamics that they can go with here, because it's Mortal Kombat, and the creativity that goes with that. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what other things that they got, because the trailer didn't give us a whole lot other than, hey, we're rebooting the story or redoing the story, or it's a continuation just through Liu Kang's eyes or whatever. And then the DLC that I saw that was leaked also gives another look into how they're going to do stuff, because the characters I saw, outside of like the obvious like Peacemaker, Homelander, Omni-Man, they also had like Takeda, Quan Chi, Ermac, I forget who else, but in terms of cameo, they had Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Movado, and some other characters. And Amazon posted this, so like this ain't me saying shit. I mean, I wouldn't mind they just come out and debunk them just so we know we get the actual like DLCs we don't know about. That'd be cool because it's always good to have the element of surprise. But I think like each character is just going to have their own set of assists, and you can determine which assists are better suited for different characters. But after that, I don't know how the game is going to be. As like, I don't know if they're going to let us play fundamentally in the sense, hey, you whiff, I whiff punish you, big damage, or you jump, I can challenge everything. Because for the past couple of years, man, we've been playing in lag, and MK11 had 4.4 frames of input delay on top of the controllers and stuff. So the game didn't feel the way it should be feeling, and MKX was actually worse. It actually had let me make sure that my numbers is right, but it had I think 6 frames of input delay. It might be less than that. Let me see, because I had just looked at it. Yeah, MKX had 5.4 frames of input delay, and Justice 2 had 5.3 frames of input delay. So with MK1 being on PS5 and Xbox Series S exclusively, exclusively, like no more last gen, but it's Nintendo Switch is last gen, but it's going to be on the Switch and PC, but crossplay, but only on the 3 systems now on Switch. I'm hoping they add an input delay reduction mode, or honestly, there shouldn't even be an input delay reduction mode. It should be in there by default on. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be an option. Yeah. It should be on by default. I shouldn't have to be like, well, let me turn this on. So I want them to have that in the crossplay. They already announced that they'll have crossplay, but it's not going to be at launch. It's going to be later. But they said that for 11, and they never finished implementing it, even though you can play PS4 to Xbox, but it's only in rooms. You can't play in ranked. I want them to have it for us in ranked. And then on top of that, they have they didn't let you decline Wi-Fi. I want that too.
It's very important.
Because before I really care too much about the mechanics, I need to know that the game is going to be playable. Because, dude, when I try playing K11 on PC, I can't find anybody to play, and on PS4 it's unplayable because the netcode's so bad. Like, I was playing against somebody from Arizona, it's 134 ping. I'm in America, dude. That's a Euro connection. It doesn't make any sense. So I just want them to increase the stability and let me rock with crossplay and allow me to check and challenge stuff like every other game. I know people who played Mortal Kombat level with me where you can barely challenge people out the air because it's just weird about hitboxes and the input delay and stuff. And they play me in 6 and they can't do shit and get challenged on every point of the match. They have to be mindfuck. What is the difference here? The difference is input delay reduction mode. I'm playing on PC and the game is actually really solid.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different factors, but they're pretty important factors. So I just want, I want Mortal Kombat to be there too. I don't doubt that they're going to sell 100 trillion billion gazillion copies, but for the players who've been here for a grip, and I think based on the enthusiasm I've seen from the team, because a lot of the team are players that were competitive players. There's Dragons there. 60-Bit's there, Saucy Jack's there. I think PPJ is still there. There's a lot of players that was came from those times. So if they're excited, maybe the game is good. But then they could just be excited because they work there and it's their job to be excited about it. These are all things I think about. I'm not trying to knock it. It's just it's real. Somebody is going to tell you if a drug dealer would be like, yeah, I got that good shit. Yeah. What drug dealer don't be saying that shit? You know what I'm saying? They all act like they got the best shit. So But you know, Mortal Kombat has historically been the best shit. Like at least numbers wise, we can't argue with it. It outsells Smash Brothers. How do you do that? You don't even have Mario. It
Damn.
outsells Smash. Yeah,
Lifetime
dude.
outselling Smash?
Yeah.
That's a lot of normies.
And you got to think all the stuff that Mortal Kombat fights against with uh like gore and stuff being banned in different games. I mean, banned in different countries and still out selling everything. You can get Smash Brothers everywhere.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, it being banned in different countries, I guess just goes to show the thirst for violent, the thirst for blood, and
bloodlust.
the bloodlust that Americans have for fighting games.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Russia's big on Mortal Kombat too. They have a lot of good players. So I think they contribute a lot to that. Russia, South America,
it's like everywhere outside Asia.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. You're right. Thanks for covering all of it, because that is it. It is because Australia plays too.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an exciting year for fighting games. Street Fighter 6 on the horizon, and Mortal Kombat freshly announced. Yeah. Well, Perfect Legend, where can people go to sign up for your newsletter and get your book and all of that?
Well, on my newsletter, which is the same place where everything else is, you can just perfectlegend.com/follow for the newsletter. And then
link is in the description.
Yeah, link in the description. Yeah, they'll be all in the description. But yeah, at the same site, you can access like lessons and the book and stuff. I'm actually about to release a physical copy of the book very soon here. Once they're finished with everything they got on my end, I'm done with the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for them to finish with the print and all that. But after that, it will be in stores everywhere. I know it's also weird to say.
Physical copies of Game Fu by Perfect Legend coming to a bookstore near you.
Yes, sir.
Hell
everybody can level up. No more excuses.
No more excuses. It was on paper. So even when the internet goes out,
yep.
No excuses.
You'll have the fundamentals and they'll be there forever.
Nice.
They try to get rid of the Bible, but it's here.
Gonna take more than that.
They won't get rid of Game Fu either.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, yeah, thanks for coming on here and catching us up. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Links in the description to everything that we talked about, including Carl's YouTube channel. And thanks to everybody for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, but most importantly, share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.